We are live. I am back with the Gen Zer. This is uh my I forgot the name of my own channel, man. Mind Maxing back with the Gen Zer to talk about all the crazy shit that's been going down in the dating marketplace, man. Passport bros are getting fucked over overseas. In some cases, Colombia, Argentina. Uh, Hoes are winning in the dating marketplace. Talk to them, man.
It's the Gen Zer guys, and listen, we're here to discuss what's going on in this broken dating marketplace. We're here to talk about, what guys are doing, which is beneficial, and what guys are doing, which is kind of dumb and also getting them killed. And yeah, we're gonna cover a lot of topics today. So start us off, Mind Maxer.
Absolutely, man. What should we start with? Um,
Let's start off with the passport bros.
yeah, let's start with passport bros. I've been seeing a few things lately because there's a lot of passport content that shows up on my feed, right? I've been seeing some guys actually getting murked down in Colombia, man. That's colopamine shit getting out of hand, man. Like, so from what I heard, there's like a new crop of people, tourists that are going to Colombia now. It's not the same guys that were going there 5 years ago. The market's saturated. Medellin is saturated. New guys now, when they go to Colombia, they go to Cali, they go to Cartagena. But some guys are going there and they're making all the mistakes. Right? Guys are getting scolopamine. Guys are getting drugged. Guys are getting robbed. It's crazy, man. Like when you go overseas, you have to be careful. You go into a foreign country, you don't speak the language, man.
And I think it also speaks to the class of guys going to Colombia now. Because essentially the same thing happened to the DR in the past. There used to be wealthier guys, much guys who were of much higher class, guys who had much smarter ways of moving about. And then you essentially had your class of Pookie and Ray Rays who started flooding the scenes, and that's what happened in Medellin, right?
Yeah,
You had
yeah.
guys. I mean, I remember an instance where guys went there. They were flashing Colombian pesos on WhatsApp, on their WhatsApp stories, and guess what happened? A few hours later, goons kicked in their doors, tied them up, and took every single thing which was in their possession,
Yeah.
including cash, electronics, jewelry. Everything was taken
They
from
got
them.
murked. They got murked. It's
Well,
like
they were lucky. They weren't unalive. They were lucky. But there
okay.
were also guys who were unalive with the scopolamine, bro. These guys meet. For example, remember the Asian guy who met a chick on
Oh
Tinder?
yeah, yeah,
Oh
yeah,
man,
yeah.
you got to be a moron. Like if you're going to a country like Colombia, you need to study the history of the land, man. You have that one kid from Japan who went out there. They stuck him up for the phone. They told him give up the phone, and he wouldn't give it up, man. And it's sad because he's from a country where there's no crime,
Got murked,
but
man.
in Colombia, like they're not playing games with you. And that's why my advice to passport bros would be go where the coonery doesn't exist.
Go, yeah, yeah.
If you're gonna go like where there's already a bunch of Western guys trying to do Western things and bring Western habits with them there,
Not
attracting
a
the
good
wrong
idea,
crowd, you're not
man.
gonna succeed. But guess what? Guys aren't going to Eastern Europe in huge numbers. They're not going in Southeast Asia in those huge numbers. They're not going to Brazil in those huge numbers. Although
Mm-hmm.
Brazil isn't too far from Colombia, but it's a long trip from the US,
Yeah,
right?
sure, guys. What I noticed though in Colombia, guys that are trying to do cold approach and trying to win game, they tend to be the ones who get treated like that, right? Not that I'm trying to endorse escort maxing or anything,
Mhm.
but guys that go straight for the escort maxing, they don't have to worry about that stuff, right? Guys that are trying to win game on dating apps, on Tinder, trying to cold approach, they are the ones who get set up because the girl is like, this guy's he's trying to seduce me. He's trying to get me back to go to the crib. I'm gonna play his game. I'm gonna act like he's seducing me, and then I'm gonna show up to his hotel room with four people, give him the scolopamine, and then take everything.
And those guys are the ones who are prime targets because they're naive. Their naivete is essentially telling them that it's okay to go and try to run game especially in a city like Medellin,
Yeah,
which is
you
a
know.
city known for its 304 So you're gonna go there, you're
Mhm.
gonna try to make an honest woman out of them when that's not necessarily what the city's known for. If those guys want to run game, there's many other cities in Colombia where that's appropriate. For example, they can go to Choco, which is like a smaller city.
Yeah,
They can,
guys and trying
yeah, man. Even Cali would probably be better to
trying
run
to run
game.
game. It's like,
But
these girls ain't trying to do that, bro.
and they got to think about how the culture in Medellin was born. The current culture was born under yours truly, Don Pablo Escobar. Like he created the 304 culture there, with his, coca girls and whatnot. And it's
Yeah,
just
man.
continued to these day to
Those
today.
are the guys getting murked.
Exactly.
The dudes just running straight up escort maxing game.
Yeah.
They're doing good.
But guess what? Like
They're
guys
doing
don't
good.
but guys who don't understand the history of the city, they think, oh, it's all fun and games. I'm just gonna go there and hop on Tinder and get matches. Those are the guys who get victimized.
That's what happens when you think you're trying to run the moral high ground. A lot of guys make that mistake, like, oh, I'm just trying to be the good Western guy who's going there to talk to some nice women, and that's the image they're trying to portray, right? But that's not the culture.
That's not.
That's not the culture. You gotta go to a different place.
That's not. And these guys try to take their Western mores and they try to transport them to Colombia in general and Medellin specifically. And that's
Yeah,
not the mentality in Medellin. It's a completely different culture with completely different mores. And
it's
if
a
you're
money
trying,
game, man.
bro, it's a money game everywhere. But if you're trying to bring your Western mentality over there, you're gonna get murked, as we've seen.
It's a money game, man. Also, I've been hearing a few things. I've been hearing a few conflicting reports about Argentina, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some guys are saying, "Oh, it's great now. It's a good place to go. It's underrated. It's not many people going there." Other guys have said that their experience wasn't the best.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I haven't been to Argentina, but I know there. I know some people living there right now. Of course, the economy is not the best,
It's not.
but there's a lot of feminists there. It is a very feminist country, actually, but the more so than Brazil and more so than Colombia.
I mean, it's a country with huge Western influence, so it's not surprising that it has a large womanist presence. It makes sense.
They got this new president, man.
Oh
Some
yeah,
dude named Javier. The guy's a nut job,
I
bro.
heard about him. He's hardcore, man.
Bro, this dude said, "F socialism, fuck the left." He's saying all kinds of crazy shit. He wants to dismantle the whole state. He wants to get rid of the minister, like all the ministers. The guy's crazy, bro.
Here's the thing. I mean, Argentina is a country which, although it's in a prime position to truly be a global power, economically, it's always been rocky. I don't know why. Instead of having a steady incline economically, it's up and down, up and down. And right now, they're experiencing crazy hyperinflation. So hopefully, he can do something about it and fix that.
Well, when they went there, they never really set up the foundation. So basically, a big part of their economic growth in the early 20th century was reliant on a lot of Europeans moving there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they really wanted a lot of Europeans to move there, but it got to a point where the Europeans stopped going there, right? Especially after World War II, when things kind of settled down in Europe, they stopped going there.
Oh, a lot of
And
Europeans went there after World War
you know,
II,
I'm
if you
saying
know what I'm talking about.
after things settled down, right? I know what you're talking about, but basically that's when their economy took a nosedive in the 70s and never really recovered. Um, but also there was a government overthrow. The U.S. try to, you know what the U.S. has done in those countries.
Yeah.
They try to install a guy, and things went bad, and basically. But yeah, is it a good country? To be honest with you, I never really had Argentina in mind as a destination. Brazil's always been on my list though. So if I go to Brazil and I have time, I might make a trip to Argentina, see what it's like.
It's just a border crossing, right?
And the good thing is it's a safer country. That's the good thing.
It is safer than Brazil, certainly,
Yeah,
by all
yeah.
accounts. But I'll tell you this. Well, for starters, I'm sure there's a few people in Argentina who might have a certain uh, short mustache Austrian as their ancestor. I'm just saying, it's highly probable.
How's that possible? That makes no sense, bro.
Hey, man, certain people went to Argentina after a certain conflict.
I'm pretty sure my boy died in a bunker.
Hey man,
I'm pretty sure we died in the bunker.
certainly his associates were found in Argentina, but
But they're not related to him though. So,
hey man, there's rumors he might have been, but
are
that's
you saying Messi's related? Come on, man.
I'm Messi's Italian, you know
Come
that,
on,
right?
man.
Messi's of Italian descent.
Come on, you saying he's related to the homie, man?
But another story, for another day.
All
Speaking of,
right,
no,
so
let me go back to Argentina. So here's the thing, right? As a pass, if when I become a passport bro, when I start traveling, my rules for determining which country I go to and what makes a country great for a passport bro will be depending on the following factors, right?
mhm,
One, can I see myself having a good time in that country? Just by based on what I know about the culture.
okay,
Argentina seems to have a pretty good culture. They have, a lot of course, good football, good food. They're very heavy on meats and cattle and whatnot.
mhm,
Two, does economically will I be able to enjoy my time there? Does my dollar go far? And in Argentina, your money goes very far. I mean, I don't know if you've seen Austin Holloman's recent video in Argentina, and he ordered a large piece of steak, lot of meat for $12 for $19. So that's another factor. And
mhm.
three, will you be accepted in the culture, even though you're a foreigner? Depending on what background you're from, who you are, will you be not maybe not welcome, but will the locals essentially have some form of grace towards you and allow you to experience their culture
Right.
with open arms?
That's certainly reasonable. You know what I mean? But for me, it has to be obviously you gotta think about the women. Am
That's
I attracted to them?
okay.
Uh, the ease at which I could go there and ball out and be treated like Taiwan while I'm overseas. Now, I mean, like I want to go to those places. Like the different places, I travel to different places for different reasons, right? If I go to Western Europe, it's for the culture, right? The architecture. Like I want to travel there, take a bunch of pictures, go to museums, have high level conversations. Like, that's what Europe is. A Western Europe. That's the main reason I want to go
You're
there, right?
missing out on the JUCO over there then.
Ain't no juke in Western Europe.
Okay,
Ain't no juke in Western Europe.
says you.
Eastern Europe, man, might go there for for the connie, man. Know what I'm saying? With South America, same thing. Different destinations have a different purpose. So
But yeah, passport bros, just be careful out there, man. And also, I've seen a trend of passport bros in Japan doing a lot of dumb shit, man. The guys who are streaming all day, like the Joey Somali guy. You heard about him?
you talking about the retarded dude?
Who got arrested in Japan?
Yeah,
Dude, like
but he was being disrespectful though.
yeah, being
That was
disrespectful to the culture. Don't do that. You go there, enjoy the culture, have fun, but don't go and disrespect the people, man. He's a moron and he deserves.
any an Arab cell?
So he's American, but he
He's
claims
an
he's
Arab
Somali.
cell, dude.
He claims he's Somali, but
Or he's a Somali cell.
Somalians are saying he's actually Ethiopian.
You don't even know. You don't even know where he's from, but
He's an American citizen, though.
that's why he's confused.
He's an American
No, but
citizen.
you could tell it's from overseas.
He's East. Well, no, he has Eastern African origins,
You
but
could tell it's foreign, bro.
he's an American. No, he was born in the States.
No, he wasn't, bro.
He's an American citizen. No,
Yeah, might be a citizen, but he wasn't born here.
but he's a retard, man. Let's not do that.
Nah, you don't want a Somali max, man. You know what I'm saying? You want to maintain a certain standard, um, as you enjoy the U.S. passport privilege.
Right. And
You know what I mean? Like,
Japan's one of the safer countries passport bros can go to. So
mhm.
imagine if they decide, okay, we're going to start restricting the amount of foreigners coming in because we have idiots out here ruining
Hey
it
man,
for the
if
rest of
Japan
us.
starts to Yakuza Max, you don't want to go there. You do not want to go there, bro. You know what I'm
What if they start to Samurai Max?
Samurai, Yakuza,
Ninja Max.
anime Max.
Ninja Max.
Hey man, you do not want to go there, bro. Start
Bro.
World War II Max, bro. You
Kamikaze
don't
Max.
want to go there, bro. It's not what guys think. It's not this nice, safe place, man. Those guys, they don't mess around.
They might be very polite, but listen, if you're acting up, man, they're very judgmental and they will put you in your place.
Oh, believe that. You can't even go to the certain clubs you can't go to, man.
Yeah.
Japanese only, man. They're saving that for themselves. You can't
Exactly.
partake in that.
Exactly.
I respect it though.
It's their culture, man.
I respect it. I mean, I have nothing against it. You could get you some nice Japanese chicks. I heard this new trend of Japanese women marrying, having kids with foreign dudes. Um, Foreign dudes going to Japan, smashing that Japanese economy, man. I've been hearing about that.
Yeah, yeah, dude. I'll say this. I think foreign Western men, especially foreign white dudes, they're doing that all over East Asia, especially even the Philippines, bro. I look at a lot of these girls in the Philippines that I see on YouTube, and I not well in the Philippines and Thailand, especially in Thailand, I
Mhm.
could clearly tell some of them have are half Western. They have to have Western in them,
Sure.
and guys have been doing that for the longest, so it's not surprising they're doing it in Japan now.
Yeah, but in Japan, it's the women there that are like actually doing it, seeking Western guys. But whatever, man. Guys know what to do. Enjoy that privilege when you in Colombia, when you in Brazil. Brazil is making a comeback, man.
I mean, Brazil has never
No,
went
no, no.
away.
It's making an actual comeback in terms of like dudes now choosing to go there. Like compared to the last 5 years where it's strictly been Colombia,
Colombia.
Colombia, Colombia.
Well, I think it was Colombia because it was closer, right? But now, you have the security risks and all that, and
And you ain't got Bolsonaro in office no more.
I don't think it has to do with Bolsonaro, man.
Bolsonaro is gone now.
No, man, a lot of big YouTubers went to Brazil under Bolsonaro's rule. It has nothing to do with
But those guys
Bolsonaro.
were not necessarily like passport bros or going there to do their thing.
I mean, they were doing what the Passport Bros movement advertises, but they were
Mm-hmm.
just there before the movement was coined. But I think Brazil is nice because
Mm-hmm.
Brazil is just a nice place for you to experience, man. It's just something about
Brazil's
the
been
culture.
like my top destination, dude.
Yeah, man. That's a
It's been like just looking at the girls, just looking at all that stuff. It's been my top. The very liberal girls just ready to have fun. You could go to Salvador Bahia. You could go to Rio. It's just the crime that's a bit scary, but
well. Here's the thing: Brazil's a big country, man. Brazil's not just one tiny location. It's bigger than Colombia. It's bigger than Argentina, right? And as a big country, you can go anywhere in Brazil.
mm-hmm.
Rio is, of course, the larger cities are going to have more crime, right? Just find some of the smaller cities where there's less crime, and you can just explore the culture there. I mean, I've met a girl. She was actually from Switzerland. She went to Brazil by
Mm-hmm.
herself. She had no problem, man.
Damn.
So like anybody could go to Brazil. Just know how to navigate. Just be smart. When you're being a passport bro, be smart. Don't go out there doing dumb stuff that
It's a lot of
yeah,
black women going to Jamaica, man.
of course.
Jamaica maxing, man.
Hey
They
man.
go out there. We don't know what they're up to.
Oh, we know. You know what? You
We don't
ever
know
heard of Rent a
what they.
Dread?
We don't know what they're doing, man.
You ever heard of Rent a Dread?
I heard that. I heard that.
You know what that is?
They winning a dread, bro. What you thought it was? What you thought it
Man,
was, man?
hey man, my ex was Jamaican. When she told me about that, I said, "What?"
Seen them videos on Twitter, man. Like,
And it's commonplace too. It's not like it's hidden, bro.
why would it be hidden, man? It's part of the culture, man.
You know where else? You know who else is doing that?
I was doing that.
Old Western European women in Gambia, old British women
Shit.
are doing that in Gambia.
Hey, man. Passport maxing. Passport sisters, man.
Passport sis. Hey, listen, I'm for the passport sis, just like I'm for the passport bros, man. Everybody gets
Hey,
it.
man. I seen that lady on Twitter talking about use a plastic bag, man. Dude was trying to go in. He couldn't get in for whatever reason. She was like, use a. He didn't have a condom. She told him use a plastic bag, man.
A passport sis said that.
A passport sister in the fucking grass somewhere by in the bushes. Some dude recording some real grimy, dirty shit, man.
She said use a plastic bag.
She told him use a plastic bag. Dude was like, okay, let me get a plastic bag. He was trying to get that nut, man. It's like, let me get a plastic bag, and she's like, well, some dude recording some real dirty, grimy shit, man. That's what these hoes out there doing, man.
Hey, listen, they're living their
They
lives.
ain't, it's not like when they're out there, they're trying to hold you to a certain standard, getting their back blown out by some dude in the bushes in Jamaica, man. Tell him to use a plastic bag, man.
Jamaica,
And
Jamaica.
then trying to hold you to a standard.
listen,
You ain't holding that standard down there.
listen. Ain't no shame in their game. It's what they want to do. Let them do it. It is what it
You
is.
gotta call it that, man.
At the end of the day, I'm focused on what I'm trying to do here, man.
What you trying to
And
do?
listen, what I'm trying to do is build, better myself, improve my financial status, and go out there and explore the world as a passport bro, man. That's what I'm trying to do. And
That's very important.
but I will say, guys, even though I do rock with the passport bros movement, do not, put yourself in a box and say I'm just a passport bro.
Mm-hmm.
You can be a traveler. You're a global. You're a nomad. You're a global nomad.
Man,
You're a
these guys
digital
ain't no
nomad.
nomad, man. They just trying to get a nut,
What is a
man.
nomad? What is the definition of a nomad?
They ain't no
Somebody
nomad,
who
man.
who travels from place to place and isn't a fixed resident of somewhere.
Sure.
If you're gonna say you're a passport bro, that's going to come with some negative connotations, which the media will soon start, you know, spreading misinformation about. You can't define yourself. You can't find yourself caught in that wave once the media starts to come at passport bros.
I see.
So you really shouldn't put yourself in a box, even if you
Speaking
support the
of,
movement.
you just said that financial stability is super important. That financial flexibility. Where do you see, just to make it quick, because we gotta give them the game, right? Where do you see the economy going the next? Let's just talk about the next 5 years. We ain't gotta talk about the next 30 years. Let's keep it simple. As far as the unemployment rate, AI, also the political aspect, depending on who wins in 2024. Where do you see the economy going? Let's just stick to the United States for now.
Yeah. Well, my predictions are that there will be a lot of hurt in both the economic and the social spheres in the next few days coming up.
Mm-hmm.
And regardless of who gets elected politically, it won't make a difference. I believe that the left wing and the right wing are both different wings of the same eagle. They
I
both
see.
serve the same bird. So politics isn't really gonna make too much of a difference. But I know that for sure in the upcoming years, especially in the next 2 years, America is gonna embroil itself in some war.
Mm-hmm.
And as a result, we'll have young men essentially sent to fight in those wars. They'll try to create some economic stimulus here and try to pass it off as aid to the little guy. But of course, it's
Right.
always going to be the big men. You guys know who they are, who's going to benefit.
That's
And
more the political angle, though. What do you think of like
no, that's
the
not political.
the
That's
AI? No, no, I'm saying
economic.
that's how the politics are gonna affect the economy. Why do you think the other stuff like AI,
AI.
all that stuff, technology, how do you
Well,
think is gonna affect it?
well, AI is going to put a lot of people out of work
Next
in the
five, the
short
next
term.
5 years, the next 5 years.
Well, in the short, I don't want to be a neo Luddite, but I do believe AI will temporarily put some people out of work, right? So you know who the Luddites were?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So for those of you guys who don't know, they were a bunch of people in England who were essentially mad when the printing press came out. They thought they were going to lose their jobs,
Sure.
and then guess what happened? Like new jobs were created. So the same thing's going to happen here with AI. For example, I saw a video with robots being bartenders now. They're
Mm-hmm.
making drinks. We're having some drinks right now. In the future, AI robots are going to do that for us. So naturally, bartenders are going to go out of a job. But guess what?
Right.
New jobs are going to be created to compensate for that. So I don't think that transition will be completed in the next 5 years. So I do think there will be some hurt in the next 5 years because a lot of jobs are going to go out the window.
Mm-hmm.
But after the next 5 years, there's going to be better days. But definitely, guys, prepare yourself, stack up your money, work hard, because after these 5 years, that's when you're going to be able to take advantage of a whole new world, a brave new
Yeah,
world.
yeah. The next 5 years, the reason why I want to keep it like just to the next 5 years and not more than that is because things are changing so fast, right? The changes taking place in the next 5 years are not the same changes taking place after that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like, okay, uh, I'd venture to say that AI is not moving as quickly as those people like to pretend. Like, oh, it's moving so fast. We're gonna have super intelligence in the next couple of years, and then everybody's gonna lose their job. It's not moving that fast. It's moving a lot slower than that. But I do think though that there first of all, it's not just AI. There are other types of automation that are happening in many companies. So if you work in a support role, right, customer service, even finance, at my job, I already see automation taking place, right? A lot of people are gonna lose their job, but the thing is that unemployment phase is gonna last longer than they think. Because you said they'll find something else, right? But how long is that gonna take?
Well, there's,
That phase, I think, is that's why you gotta become independent, man.
I'm not saying not to become
Financially
independent.
independent.
I'm completely for that. But, the phase to find a new job, it of course it will take a while. But I don't, when you say long, how long do you think it'll take?
I'm saying, in order for them to get something just as good or better, bro, I'm telling you, man, like 18 months to 2 years, bro.
Okay. And, that's what,
Probably longer, man.
that's within the five
I'm
year.
being I'm being generous, man.
Okay. And that's a good time. That's within the 5 years window of when I'm estimating that we'll be in the world of hurt. And
Hmm.
that's why after which, when people do find their way, they'll be able to take off economically. And,
Yeah.
we'll be able to have some good times come back. But for now, guys, if you're broke dating, you don't have any money, you want to go out there, you want to be a player in a Mac, now
Hmm.
is not the time. Reserve that for after,
Save your
5 years.
funds. Save your funds, man. We're moving into a phase of predictability where with these technologies you'll be able to predict anything and everything. If you don't want to become a puppet to the state, you gotta have some funds, man. Because once they give you that UBI, right? Because now they're giving more money to more people. They have those different programs where they're just sending money to people. You don't want to become dependent on the state under any circumstances.
If you're accepting UBI, guess what? Now they're controlling your speech
They control everything.
because if you say something that's out of line, you criticize someone who you're not supposed to criticize, they just cut off your UBI and now you're stuck. You're
Yeah,
groveling for their mercy.
they'll
So don't do that.
probably put a record on you before they cut it off, right? You're a felon. Or they're gonna come up with all kinds of new
Of
laws
course.
where, oh, you said such and such. They put something on your record, and now you gotta go volunteer, right? You gotta go volunteer for free just so that they could give you a UBI back. It's gonna be a mess, dude. It's gonna be a mess. And quite frankly, looking at the state of the economy right now, if you cannot make money in, let's say, the high level stuff, right? You're not making money in tech, finance, healthcare, whatever it is, right? The content economy is what you have left. And you see how competitive it is, right?
Oh yeah.
To blow up in content, YouTube, TikTok, IG. There's the confirmation bias, right? You see somebody, they come in and they blow up overnight, and you think that's most people? No, that's like 0.1%.
And most people have been grinding for
You know what
years
I mean?
in the shadows. Nobody ever looks at them.
You know what I mean? Like, and the algorithm is really what dictates your fate, man. If the algorithm doesn't push you, it doesn't matter how good you are, man.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how good you are.
Yeah. It's
Kevin Samuels, at first he was making videos about what
immense.
type of cologne to wear. Then he started the single mother shit. He blew up.
Yeah, you see, and you have to know when to pivot. You have to know when a pivot is necessary. Kevin Samuels found that out essentially the easy way. I mean, he was on YouTube for 3 years before most of you guys ever knew about
For
him or
many,
before he ever
yeah.
went to viral. But guess what? After he went viral, listen, you guys knew who he was.
He stepped up the presentation, right? He
Exactly.
started wearing a suit and all that, became an authority, and then started lecturing them hoes, man. Maybe I should do the same thing, man. I should put on a suit, put on a suit and be like, dress size, age, how
Hey,
many?
we definitely gonna have to improve the
Hey,
presentation,
how many
man.
kids you have, lady?
Hey, the universe
You an
slide.
average at best.
The universe slide ain't gonna do it, man. I'm just saying.
Say right?
The universe slide above us ain't gonna do it, man.
Nah, we gonna need a webcam in a new setup.
In due time. In due time.
Nah, soon. It's not. It ain't gonna take that long. But yeah, man. Like the dating marketplace is not looking good. and the economy is not looking good either. Like the whole 80-20 rule,
Oh yeah.
where you have like I was listening to this show earlier. Some girl was talking about Machine Gun Kelly, right? After the shows, he would go and have a bunch of orgies, man,
Wow.
with like 30 groupies, man. You have a lame nigga like Machine Gun Kelly who can barely rap.
Wow.
Having orgies, like it don't matter if you can rap, nigga. You on stage,
You
nigga.
gonna call him a lame Nick? First of all, Machine Gun Kelly has.
He on stage. He got 30 whores waiting for him at the backstage after the show, man.
You know he had a #1 rock album, right?
After Eminem murdered him and he had to switch genre, he went
You
from.
said Eminem murdered him. I think he held his own.
No, I think he won that beef actually.
I wouldn't say one.
His
I
record
think
was a better record.
No.
Rap Devil was a better record than whatever Eminem did.
Nah.
Musically,
Eminem did Rap
musically.
Devil.
I mean, Rap God. No, Eminem did Rap God. You got me saying stupid shit.
Oh yeah, Rap God. Oh yeah, he did Rap Devil.
Was Rap Devil. He murdered. That shit was so good and so funny.
Yeah.
You niggas were saying, "Well, Eminem had a better comeback," and he was. But I'm talking about musically.
No.
Eminem's record was not sonically good.
Yeah, Eminem did Kill Shot as a response.
Yeah, which
Eminem made a song called Rap God too, but that's was before.
That's why he called this shit Rap Devil.
Yes. Yes,
I
know.
Come on, man.
I know.
But that shit was ill, because he was saying shit like fuck the Rap God, I'm the Rap Devil. He was like how you Eminem, you about to turn 50, please put down the whatever. Yeah. He went out. He said we both from the Midwest. And we could get gully ass up your body and put some white truck around it. I'm sick of this time. We could talk about it. It's like, oh, you worth 100 million, but you still complaining. You know,
the beginning was whack though. Somebody get him some clippers. His fucking beard is weird. Like that was
it was being funny, bro. That's what made. And it was like I already fucked another whoppers. Already fucked another rapper's wife this week. Don't make me call Kim or some shit like that. He went off. I ain't gonna cap, but still, he ain't had no hit records.
Yeah.
He ain't had no hit records. Then they got 30 whores waiting for him backstage, man.
He switched to another genre where he went #1, man.
Yeah, having orgies after orgies. Why? Pre-selection is what it's called.
Well, we knew about that. We're not gonna beat a dead horse. We knew that's the kind of treatment.
That means you ain't gotta be talented. Just find a way to put yourself on stage.
You're gonna say MGK's not talented.
Hey, I am fine. I am just find a way to get yourself on stage, man. You ain't gotta be the Rap God, man.
But yeah,
you ain't gotta be top 5, top 10.
But that's easier said than done, man.
That's easier said than done. You ain't gonna do like the Island Boys. You don't want to do that, man. Island Boys.
I'm an island.
You don't want to do that, man. You don't want to do that. But you say he converted to a rock artist, and then he's smashing. What's her name?
The one who was from Transformers.
Yeah, smashing her right after that. Megan Fox. Megan Fox, man. She a single mom. Her kids are transgender. She was
doing weird stuff with her too. They were drinking each other's blood.
Yeah, she turned all 3 of her kids into trans kids. It's certainly a weird couple. All kinds of weird shit going on.
They're no longer with each other, man. They were doing weird.
Oh, stuff. He left her?
Well, they're not with each other, is what I heard.
I thought they were together, man.
You know he has a black daughter, right?
Hey, from the Midwest, man.
He was like
you're a rapper from the Midwest.
He was like your boy Travis Kelce.
Hey man, Eminem dating Nicki Minaj. I heard. Wasn't Nicki Minaj married?
Now she's married.
No. She's dating Eminem now.
Right now?
Yeah.
She's still married, bro.
I guess she left the dude, bro.
I don't hear anything about it.
Eminem dating her, man.
That's crazy.
How the fuck is she still married when Eminem dating a hoe, man?
Hey, bro, we'll check on that later.
There's all kinds of weird shit going in that showbiz shit, man. My boy Diddy doing freak offs. Now you gotta pay 30 mil.
Man, and you have some guys in the industry who are maturing and evolving, like J. Cole. You could see it in his music. And you have guys
maturing and evolving.
You guys, when you listen to their music, they're like, "Yo, bro, you sound like a 20-year-old on the track." You know, like the Certified Lover Boy. Talking about
Ain't that your boy?
Nadine, Pauline, Christine.
When
Man,
was the last time I listened to a Drake album and took it seriously? I mean, he dropped CLB, which was decent.
maybe Views. I think Views was
I
the,
ain't even Views. I listened to Views like maybe once or twice, and then I was like,
Views wasn't good in my opinion, but that was the last.
I thought Views was alright. He had some good records. Like he had some major hit records. One Dance and that went diamond and
And then Call Me on My
Hotline
Cell
Bling.
Phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but the majority of the album was not it.
What else? If you're reading this is too late,
Yeah, that
he
was a
considered that a mixtape.
dope record.
That was a pretty good body of
That
work.
was good.
I love his work with Future on What a Time to Be Alive. I listened to
Yeah.
that whole track.
I'm not a fan, but I thought it was good.
And that was great to me, man. Every song is playable, no skips.
Yeah, if you're waiting, it's too late. Was a good was it was good, even though I'm not a big fan of like the sound on there, like some of the beats on there. My favorite song on there was Legend. If I die, I'm a motherfucking legend. It's too late for my city. I'm the only nigga rapping. Oh my god! But the most popular song on that was I've been running with the six. I've been running through the six with my work. That song went off. That was a hit record. But I don't know the last time I took a Drake album like very seriously.
More Life was okay as a playlist.
Nah, I ain't like that at all. I thought that was trash, bro.
Yeah, for me, it has.
I thought that was trash,
There were a
dude.
lot of skips on there, but for me, it had some
That
songs
song of the
value,
Migos
man.
was trash.
Never let a new ride your wave. No, we gonna go live. Oh, Portland. Portland was one of the
Whatever it
standouts.
was,
Man.
like I don't.
Portland was one of the standout songs on there because Travis Scott comes in and gives it a vibe at the end. But yeah, it wasn't good enough.
But he had that album. First of all, he put out that compilation in 2020, which was dope. A compilation that had some old songs on it.
Oh yeah, like
I
Care
know,
Package.
girl, love yeah, Care Package.
Care Package.
But that was old music though.
Yeah, that's old music.
I know, girl, love Beyonce. Girl, like. But then he put out that other album. Let me see, either the year before or the year after.
For All the Dogs or what?
No. That he didn't really advertise that one. I don't even. Oh, it was a mixtape.
Oh yeah, honestly, never mind.
No, this one.
Scorpion.
Dark Lane demo tapes.
Yeah, Dark Lane demo tapes. I didn't really listen to that.
Tusi Slide.
Oh, Tusi. I've heard some songs from there.
It had that drill shit that he did.
But yeah, here's the thing though. I think in the past 3 years, man, Drake has he's essentially saturated the market, man.
Yeah.
Look at how many albums he's dropped. And
it's because it's easier to monetize now.
Here's the issue though. A big artist like Drake can get away with it, but other hip hop acts try to do that. They're not gonna get away with that. Little Durk can't get away with that. And you see a lot of videos on YouTube about rap music dying, and it certainly is. And people want to make the excuse that the entire music industry is dying, and that's not true. Afro beats is booming.
Yeah,
Latin music is booming. And you know what? You can tell the difference in the quality of the music coming out. No offense, but when I listen to a Drake album, I can just see, there's metrics he's got to hit. Okay, we need to have something here for the ladies. We need something here for the guys who like bars.
Formula
so we'll bring J. Cole here. We need something for the kids, so we'll play this, for the young kids. But when I listen to Bad Bunny's album, man, from start to finish, man, I can tell like the guy's putting his soul into it. And I speak.
I don't really listen to that stuff.
You don't listen to it, but I do, and I speak a little Spanish, right? So I can tell like when Bad Bunny, he's bragging, he's talking about, how hard he fought to essentially make it to his superstardom and how it's affected him. And I could see he put his soul into it. Even if I don't understand everything, every song sounds different. I don't play one song and I'll be like, wait, I heard this song already.
Yeah.
When I listen to Afro beats, when I listen to Burna Boy, Burna Boy is different. Burna Boy is topping any American rapper not named Drake, Kendrick, or J. Cole.
I'm not even comparing those Burna Boy. Come on.
I'm just telling you, he's selling out arenas. He's selling out arenas now, and that's something that rap fans need to start acknowledging. Something has to change in the genre. Who's the biggest upcoming rap artist now? Yeet.
There's no such thing as the biggest upcoming rap artist.
There is.
Who you talking about?
I mean, in 2018 it was the Baby. In 2019, no, in 2018 it was
Come
Lil
on.
Baby. 2019, The Baby. 2020, Gunna. Probably.
No, the baby had his one before Lil Baby,
No, Lil Baby came out with My Dog first in 2018.
but it was the baby that was going off.
No, here's the thing, right? So The Baby did have his run, but Lil Baby had a record out before. Lil
Right.
Baby had My Dog in 2017, 2018. Then The Baby came 2019. He took over, right?
The baby, I'm kind of disappointed, bro.
Yeah,
He's supposed to be on top right now.
yeah.
He made some mistakes. He made some bad moves.
The things he said really ruined him, but he's really one of
He
those.
just did some ghetto shit. Like,
Yeah, you see, he tried to do something that he would have gotten away with in the 90s. He
Like,
didn't
what did he do?
realize when he went on stage talking about people with HIV.
oh yeah.
That got him canceled.
That's when he got canceled.
Yeah.
Yo,
You see, had it been the 90s, he would have gotten away with that.
you know
Nobody
why?
would've
He
looked
was
twice.
so on top. He's one of those unstable niggas. He went to Saudi Arabia, got a huge check, something like that.
Mhm.
Came back, he's like, he's on top of the game. He's just going off. He's one of those niggas, bro. He's unstable.
And he's a hard worker too. He was a hard, bro. He would do 6 shows
Bro,
back to
he's
back.
the
to
he
back
was
to
the
back.
most charismatic young niggas, bro.
He
When
was
he's performing on stage, you see
new
that
artist.
he's like,
He's not really young like that.
yeah, new artist. I mean, he was like 28, so he's still young. Like that was
Not
2
really.
years ago.
Not
he
for
was like-
artists. Not for an artist, bro. When you talking about young artists,
That's
you're
still
talking about
young.
18,
That's
bro.
still young.
We're
Bro.
talking
Come
about
on.
18-year-old
Nah, we ain't
artists.
talking
Man.
about 18, man.
That's what I'm talking about. Like Yeet is like maybe he just turned early 20s and he's been out for like 3 years now. That's what I
Come
mean
on.
when I say young artist.
Even
Even
still a young artist. Come on, bro.
bro, you can't call that a young artist, bro. NLE Chop, bro.
28
NBA
and young, man. Are you
NBA
drunk right now?
How old is NBA Young Boy? Is he a young artist?
NBA, bro. NBA young boy ain't an artist, bro.
He ain't an
He's a
artist
nut
who
job.
lives in- You see,
That's not an artist, bro.
you see, that's why I can't take your music opinion seriously because you put
You're looking at the numbers. I'm listening to quality
you
shit.
put your personal bias in the way. I don't listen to Indian music.
You're looking at the metrics too much.
Listen,
it's
listen.
music.
But listen, I don't. It's metric. It's music, so that means it's subjective. If one person likes it, it's good.
Bro, it's quality.
I don't listen to Indian music.
You
But if
ask the average
no,
person,
listen,
they'll
listen
tell
to
you,
me.
they tell you it's not about that life.
I don't listen to Indian music. But if you're playing an Indian artist and I see a crowd of people rocking with him, I'll say he makes music for a crowd.
If the music is good, you'll know.
If
If
I
the
don't-
music is good, you'll know,
if
man.
you don't listen, so what about people who just don't listen to rap hip hop and they say, "Oh, rap is
Play
rap.
him some Dr. Dre, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Are you
Play
gonna
him some classic shit.
Are you
They'll
gonna
lose.
play Ben Shapiro, Dr. Dre, when Ben Shapiro says rap music's not real music because he doesn't
Gangster
have
shit?
Ben?
Do you know how many niggas listen to Dr. Dre?
I just told you Ben Shapiro says music is not
That
actual
Ben
music.
Shapiro's a fucking loser, man.
Okay.
Who's talking about Ben Shapiro? Ben Shapiro, come on, man.
Well, you see how I'm
A
trying to show
fucking
you how your
retard.
opinion doesn't matter.
I'm
What?
saying young NBA young boy is not about that life.
What
That's
life?
objective. That's objective. Go ask anybody. They ain't even talking about him. In terms of talent, I never heard anybody bring NBA. They'll say, oh, maybe Kodak. Well, they'll say, oh, Kodak is dope. Juice World is dope. Ain't nobody mentioning NBA young
When
boy.
they talk about work ethic, NBA YoungBoy is first. You know, there was a period where he dropped a song and a video a day. Every day. Every day he dropped a song and a video. So imagine.
But it don't even matter, man. You know the quality of the game has dropped significantly.
Regardless, all I gotta say is, music.
Who was the nigga you're saying?
Who?
The new nigga you said?
Yeet.
Yeet, bro. Come on.
He came out in the bro. He's the I guess the biggest new artist who came out in the last 3 years, and that's sad.
I don't even know the dude.
Exactly, that's my point. That's why hip hop and rap is falling off. But you know who Burna Boy is, right? You don't listen to him, but you know who he is, right? Do you know who he is?
Yeah, but his music is still not about that life, though.
Well, for you, once you see how we're talking about that,
I'm talking about quality, man. I have an ear for music.
And you
I'm
see
not the average music listener. That's what you don't get.
and that's why you're not a music critic.
I'm not
bro.
the average guy, bro. I know music.
You know music. So
Burna Boy, I was listening to a freestyle. I'm like, what the fuck is nigga saying,
he's
man?
not a rapper, bro. He's not supposed to be a rapper. Like
He's not a rapper. He's a African singer. I don't know what he is.
so why you listen to a freestyle?
I'm just saying, not a freestyle. Like he was trying to improvise, like some like saying you probably seen it on Twitter. It's like they try to give me 5 million, but they say he can't smoke, so he didn't take it.
Yeah, well, I heard the story where
Something like that. He was trying to sing it. That shit just sounded lame as hell.
okay, to you, he has a catalog of music out there. You can
Yeah, alright. Yeah, alright. Let's not overrate niggas, bro. You overrating niggas right now.
and who's properly rated in your opinion? In your great opinion,
What do you mean properly rated? What are you talking about?
who's an artist who gets high acclaim, but and that rightfully so, in your opinion?
You talking about new artists?
Any artist, because anybody I mentioned, oh no, he's over. So who's properly rated in your
You
opinion?
just mentioning niggas that got a buzz right now. That's the issue.
Give me an example of somebody who's had a buzz at any point in time who was properly rated.
What kind of question is that, bro?
Because I'm trying to see what you're.
We know there's legends of the game. I'm just telling you the level has fallen off.
And I'm trying to tell you that the music industry is still thriving. It's just that in hip hop, the artists are dying. That's all.
So who's thriving right now?
In hip hop,
Bad Bunny, and that's what you're gonna tell me? Taylor Swift and
I mean, bro? The numbers speak for themselves. The
Taylor
fans,
Swift, Bad Bunny,
and it's not just
Travis
the numbers,
Scott,
right?
Travis Scott, I guess.
It's not just the numbers.
Still selling records.
Because forget selling records, people are gonna listen on Spotify, but who goes to their concerts? A Bad Bunny
concerts are making money. No, that's for sure.
Concerts are a bigger determinant of who your supportters are. For
Yeah.
example, your guy, the baby, he couldn't
Travis
sell
Scott.
out concerts. He couldn't sell out concerts.
He fell off. He fell off.
Even before, the
even before, like
controversies.
the baby, Meek Mill, a lot of those guys couldn't sell out.
Lil Baby can't tour by himself.
Yeah.
Meek Mill outside of Philly really can't tour by himself. You got to be a big artist.
That's because those guys rely too much on hit records. They rely too much on singles. They don't have a body of work.
But guess what? Burna Boy can tour in the USA and sell out arenas.
Yeah, but I'm not comparing to because he's a foreign artist. I know what you're saying. I'm just talking about US rappers. That's what I'm talking about.
US rappers or US artists?
US rappers. I'm not talking about Taylor Swift. I'm not talking about Beyonce.
Or Alan Morgan.
I'm not talking.
Or Morgan Allen.
Who's that?
The country artist.
I'm not talking about Morgan Allen. None of these niggas. I'm talking about the rap game, dude.
And the rap game has completely.
Of course, Taylor Swift. I mean, Travis Scott is still mad. I mean, he's probably the one artist who's properly rated right now. He's the one guy who's still selling out. You know, obviously you got. I'm not talking about the old guys though. Kanye, Drake, none of those guys.
I mean, there's a lot of guys you probably wouldn't put in old guys who are old guys now.
Guess who's actually performing right now in the A?
Who?
Travis Scott.
Okay.
Oh no, he's performing tomorrow night. Tonight, you know who performing right now?
Who?
6 Lack.
Yeah, I know.
Who I've never
His name
listened
is Black. His name is Black, but it spells 6 Lack.
Yo, what happened to Ugly God?
Ugly God. Thanks, Ugly. Dude, Ugly God has fallen off a long time ago.
Oh my god, man.
Ugly God Ugly God, you see, Ugly God came out when the meme rappers were popular, and he never adapted his style.
Pump fell off to a point where he's taking pictures with Sneeko.
Lil Pump is just.
He made $8 million. He had an $8 million net worth. He had a hit song with Kanye, then it disappeared.
You see, Lil Pump was making meme music, and he thought that the praise that he was getting from little kids was going to be able to carry him throughout his whole career. But the music industry, like I said,
I don't even think about all that. He's a degenerate, bro.
He is a degenerate, but think about it. The era when he was hot, when he made Gucci Gang, a bunch of little 12-year-olds were saying, "Oh, Pumpy's goated," blah 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 in his comment section. And he thinks he's he's great, right? He thinks he can't flop.
Even who took his formula and did it even better?
Who?
You know who? Who made that type of song and has a lot of those songs?
I don't know.
Your boy, 6ix9ine.
Oh, 6ix9ine didn't take Lil Pump's formula.
The short song with the videos. That's exactly what 6ix9ine does.
And not as short as
Dubai. These songs are literally like 2 minutes.
Lil Pump songs are 2 minutes.
6ix9ine, look it up. These songs are like 2 minutes, 2 minutes 30 seconds. But the visual though, the visual's crazy. Like,
but 6ix9ine was definitely a bigger artist than Lil Pump at his prime.
He got more records, and he got the Latin connection too. Those videos got hundreds of millions of views.
Lil Pump got the Latin connection too. What you mean?
Lil Pump has never made a song with a Spanish artist though.
He has actually.
With who?
He made a song with Al Alpha.
Lil Pump?
Yes. He didn't know that. He made a song with Al Alpha.
What's it called?
I don't know what it's called, but I heard it on Spotify.
But it wasn't a record though. It wasn't a hit record though.
It's a hit record in the Spanish community.
But 6ix9ine got what, like 500 million, probably like 400 million views. The video with that girl, the bunch of girls in the pool.
Booba. No, the one where he had the shark
with this badass bitch. Like I don't remember her name, but basically 6ix9ine had the formula, bro.
And 6ix9ine made songs with Anuel. I think Lil Pump might have made songs with Anuel, but he definitely made a song with Al Alpha, bro. Lil Pump's Colombian, you know that, right?
Yeah. 6ix9ine was worldwide, bro.
So is Lil Pump. I mean,
performing in the Netherlands,
Lil Pump performed in Albania.
Kosovo. Of all places you gonna perform, nigga. Albania. What the fuck? Nigga performing. Who was that? Zerka was there?
Hey, and they were rocking out to Gucci Gang too, bro. It was a big crowd.
But what else would they want? He probably performed that song for like a whole hour, bro.
No, he has other songs, bro.
Come on, man.
All his songs are short though. You can't have a set more than
Albania,
30 minutes
man.
long.
Come on, man.
Regardless, to say, look, a lot of guys in the game, which like Lil Uzi Vert, he's a veteran in the game now.
Lil Uzi Vert, I only know one Lil Uzi Vert song, bro.
You know, he had, bro.
Push me to that.
He had a smash hit. He had a smash hit this year with, what's that song called? Give me for the rock, body yada yada. I just want body. Oh, rock. I just want to rock. Yeah, with I just want to rock. That was a big hit. All the clubs are playing it.
Yeah, Lil Uzi Vert's up there, bro.
Lil Uzi Vert's a veteran in the game. Even a guy like Playboy Carti, who came in around the same time as
Playboy Carti, boy, his fan base is nuts.
Exactly, bro. The vamps, dude, and the kind of music.
He's talented. I ain't gonna cap. That verse on Off the Grid.
Oh, come on.
I'm a fan, bro. I just
Playboy Carti got charisma. I don't know about talent. I like Playboy Carti's music, man. I actually like.
Boy, he's talented, bro.
A whole lot of red grew on me, like the way he plays with the baby voice. Like he understands something about music, but I don't know if I'm gonna go as far as saying he's talented. But
why would you call it? If not
charisma.
Talented, bro, that's talent, bro.
He does
and got it.
And he probably has the hottest shows in hip hop right now. He took over from Travis Scott after the whole controversy regarding Travis Scott. Travis Scott can't have crazy shows like that.
Yeah,
but the vamps are going crazy.
I would love to be on stage with Playboy Carti, man. That's something else, bro. The dude could go on for like a whole hour, bro.
Yeah, man. His sets are crazy.
It's like, bro.
But let's get back to the topic, right? Hip hop is dying, and I think.
Yeah.
But listen, hip hop dying isn't just a reflection of hip hop; it's a reflection of the.
But you know culture. Why hip hop is dying, though, right? It's the producers.
You can't just blame the producers.
But
you're gonna say they're making the same
beat makers and producers. No. It's not the MCs.
The MCs are trash, bro. The new MCs are all saying the same thing.
When you have guys like Dr. Dre, when you have, it's always those guys will drive the culture with the hits.
Okay, what about guys like Metro Booming?
That's why Future had classics.
Okay,
it's Young Metro.
What about Weezy out here, who made Gunna's career?
That's why Gunna. But there you go. When you don't have the producers and the beat makers, the culture is gonna stagnate. But
guess what? Yeet has his own. Matter of fact, Yeet is part of a new subgenre they call rage. They call it rage. He got his own style of beat. If you listen to a Yeet beat, for example, you heard that song with him and Drake on the album.
The Drake album?
Yeah, on the new Drake. Did you hear that?
No, I haven't listened to it.
Well, he has a song with Yeet. They're doing a Yeet beat. Like, you know, a Yeet beat. He kind of has like those bells. He has his own beats.
But I'm saying that's why the culture is stagnating. When you have a Kanye West, when you have a Timbaland, when you have a Dr. Dre, when you have those guys, the culture can't. When you have a Swiss Beats,
it's not just talented beat makers. You need artists,
beat makers and producers.
It's not just the producers though. You need artists who are gonna be able to take those work of arts and actually
but they drive the culture.
Yeah, but
they drive it.
But dude, the beat
not everybody's J. Cole, dude.
I know that, but the beat makers of today are insanely talented. They'll make you beats from different genres.
But they don't stand out. All the beats sound the same.
That's not true. That's not true. What you said was more true in 2015 when everybody was making trap beats. Now you got guys making rage, like Yeats
Everybody
beat.
was making trap beats.
Yeah, when everybody was making trap beats with the same 808
But that's
bass.
when you had some of the best MCs, though. That's why it's different.
But guess
You
what?
had Kendrick, you had J. Cole, you had Drake, you still had you had Travis.
But Kendrick wasn't rapping over trap beats. Drake.
That's what I'm saying.
Drake
So those guys, they
Future,
they
Meek
put
Mill,
the game on.
They rap. But here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. First of all, Kendrick's success is not predicated on his beats. If anything, he uses like a lot of jazz.
I'm not
beats.
a fan of his beats.
Exactly. But so that means that his success, the success is predicated on the MC, not the
But
beats.
that's what I'm saying. Not everybody's a top MC like Kendrick or J. Cole. So the average MC is gonna need a top producer.
Even dude, for example, mediocre MCs nowadays, they get great producers. So many different genres. You got, for example, you got what's his name? The guy who essentially made drill music. Axel. He's from fucking London, and he made the entire drill scene.
Why you think London is popping? You think it's the MCs or you think it's the beats?
London is done. New York drill.
Why you think it was popping? Why you think Fabio Foreign just like? Okay, we lost some great MCs. I give you that. Okay. Pop Smoke, Juice WRLD was my favorite.
You know, New York drill was still growing on after Pop Smoke and after what's his name, Fabio Foreign, right? It turned into Bronx drill, but you don't listen to that. You're not plugged into that wave. They have their own. They evolve the beat. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Who are they producing? Where are those artists?
You know about K Flock?
Where are those artists?
K Flock's in jail.
I need those artists. If they come out and they're making records.
That's my whole point. The culture is disconnected from its audience at this point because one, it's fractured into so many subgenres. The same thing which happened in disco. Disco was big in the 70s, and then that shit just died out. But is disco gone? No. There's still subsets of disco which are still out. Their house music is a sub branch of disco, but you don't go to a party and niggas say, "Hey, put on that disco. I want to listen."
Nah, ain't nobody listening to that.
Exactly. But the same thing is happening to hip hop.
Those hit records from back then.
You know those hit records from disco, but guess what? You don't know. You don't know the subgenre hit records.
That's for the underground. That's for. In fact, I still listen. I listen to underground stuff. What's his name? The dude from Brooklyn. He's not new. He had that song with J. Cole. Benny the Butcher.
He's not from Brooklyn.
From New York.
He's from Buffalo.
Yeah. He's not new, but he's making
Griselda. He's with
Griselda. Yeah. Right?
He's making great. Like there's still great music.
You still have guys making what? Here's the thing. You need guys like J. Cole to drop a fire feature for people to be like, oh, that's the feature of the year, bro.
Yeah, but
that's how you know you don't have new artists. When you still need Cold World to drop like feature after feature after feature, it's kind of like, it's like you still need LeBron to be on top of the game, even though you see all the new talent.
No, I think Cole is going through the stage that every great artist seems to go through at some point where they just start featuring, right? For example, Drake went through it early in his career, like in the early 2010s from I'm On One to, all those records.
That was different, dude. That was Drake was going to be on features because the label was pushing him.
Well, the label was pushing, but he was on every feature. But
I think it's more comparable to Jay-Z when Jay-Z came back in 2009.
But listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. Kendrick went through a period after Good Kid, Mad City, where he was after Good Kid, Mad City, but before Damn, where he was on all sorts of features as well, right? And Cole, I think,
but Drake, that was the beginning of his career.
Exactly.
The label was pushing him because he was like, okay, he's brand new, but he got the buzz, he got the hype.
And he's great with hooks. He could, bro.
Exactly.
Like, I'm not talking about the reason. I'm just saying all these great artists, these great hip hop artists, at some point they're pushing the features. For Cole, his reasoning was, he said in an interview, he just found it corny when people were just saying, "Oh, he went platinum with no features after 2014 Forest Hill Drives," and he realizes, damn, they're kind of putting him in this box as an outcast in hip hop. So he wants to start collaborating more.
But he's been doing features though. That's the thing with Cole. A lot of his features went unnoticed. But he's one of the guys who's been doing features, but you could go way back to like
Oh yeah.
2014, 2015, 2016, 2017. He's the
Oh yeah.
one guy who's like,
He had a feature, for example, with Planes on Planes with Jeremiah.
yeah, with that
Which is
girl from
another one.
London.
Bia.
I don't even know her name.
That's a new feature.
He's one of those guys who had so many features with that. Remember that one feature with that girl? Oh my god, she disappeared completely. Um, what was that called again? I don't even remember. But Cole had so many of those. But the game right now is nobody, bro.
It's nobody that, once again, let me make my point, bro. Like, it's the mainstream is not connecting. The sub genres are connecting. The kids are connecting with the rage music. The NBA young boy,
on social media, guys are still getting views and
I'm
shit.
not saying social media.
And they're still selling concerts, but
no. Yeet will sell out maybe a 2,000 person venue in a big city.
Nobody knows Yeet, bro.
Dude, look up Yeet right now. And you'll see.
Nobody knows Yeet. Literally, you just said it's a subgenre, bro.
He's top 200.
You just made the point.
He's top. Bro, go all to understand.
And you just said it's a subgenre.
But listen, to understand a rapper or an artist's popularity, just go on Spotify and look up his status. Look up his name. And
I understand, but you said yourself it's a subgenre.
Trap was a subgenre at some point in hip hop, and it rose
and
to
Chief
become
Keef
the
went up.
sound. Chief Keef
does he have a record like Chief Keef?
Who?
The dude you mentioned.
Yeet has bigger records than Chief Keef. What? In terms of numbers.
What? He has a better record than I Don't Like.
I didn't say better.
He has a bigger record than I Don't Like.
Yeah. These records blew up on TikTok, bro. Just look him up, bro.
On TikTok, come on, man.
He's the biggest artist from that TikTok era, bro.
Bro.
Dude, I'm pretty
sure
Chief
Keef is known internationally, man.
And so is Yeet. Yeet literally had a sold out, he was performing at a sold out festival in London, and they sung his song.
It's a festival, man.
Bro, just go on Spotify right now, look up Yeet, and see his monthly numbers. You're already on there. Why?
Nobody gives a fuck about the nigga you're talking about, man.
Bro, look up his numbers. Look up his most streamed songs and see if nobody cares. And I'm not just mentioning some small name there.
22 million monthly listeners. That's not bad.
Wow, that's not bad. You see what I'm trying to tell you?
Again, he doesn't have those records. You say he got a bigger record than Chief Keef. That's impossible.
Look up Money So Big. Every single TikTok
song. Spotify, dude.
Not even Spotify. Look at the cultural landscape, bro.
What cultural landscape?
If you go on TikTok, a lot of the shorts you're watching on YouTube Shorts, bro, they're using his beats.
The dude coming from TikTok, dude.
Well, he doesn't.
Music doesn't work like that. He does have some big records. I can see the numbers.
He has huge records. Yeah, he blew up.
How come I don't know one of those songs? XXX Tentacion. I ain't listen to the nigga. I still know those songs. I still know some of his songs.
I'm pretty sure you'll know bro.
Name me one.
Money So Big, like I said. And guess what?
Sing it.
Have you heard that song?
Hold on.
You've heard that instrumental on TikTok.
Hold on.
Or YouTube Shorts.
What the fuck is that?
That's the sound that's dominating the landscape.
Bro, you just made my point right now.
I'm not saying.
You just made my point. Hold on. That's not even mumble rap. That's worse than mumble rap, bro. Do you even know what it says right now?
Bro, you can understand everything. He says
the
not mumbling.
Fuck is that?
I'm on the side where we went. You not that guy because I'm him. Yeah. Anywho, bro, that instrumental, you've heard that instrumental before, have you not?
Probably not, but I heard that shit, man.
Do you watch YouTube Shorts?
Yes, I watch YouTube Shorts. Hold on. I haven't heard it, but I see what it is. It's kind of like that song. Can't keep my dick in my pants. Yeah, it's kind of like the same flow.
It doesn't use XXX flow.
The flow sounds similar, bro.
It's
just a continuation of the same, like
it's a continuation.
Lil Uzi Vert type of universe. You see what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah, it's a continuation of that sound. They just call it rage. But his beats, bro, are very unique. You're not gonna hear his beats anywhere else.
But here's the thing: that's not the type of music that's gonna blow up in the mainstream. There's a reason why this shit's not on the radio.
Oh, it is on the radio.
There's a reason why we don't know about this guy.
Here's the thing.
Because the music is making it's for it's kind of like almost like a YouTube video for like it's not the type of classic records you expect like a Kendrick, like Kanye. That's not that type of song.
It's a different type of classic for the young Gen Z. When they grow old, they're gonna want to put on Yeet. And guess what? He's more marketable. You know why he's more marketable? I'm not trying to play the race card, but I am going to have to. He's a white dude. He's a white dude who's making that kind of music. He's not dropping the N-word everywhere. It's far easier for him to be marketed.
But is that hip hop though? Is that hip hop?
Is hip hop just beatbox? If hip hop is just beatbox, then we've strayed away from hip hop a long time ago.
What are you talking about, man?
If hip hop is boom,
that doesn't sound like that. Sounds like some weird.
If hip hop is boom bap, then since Nas said hip hop is dead, we've strayed away from hip hop.
Come on, what are you talking about?
So Soulja Boy's not hip hop. If boom bap, Soulja Boy's not hip hop.
Soulja Boy, you can't compare this to Soulja Boy, man.
Come
on, man.
Soulja Boy.
Turn my swag on.
Listen, Soulja Boy is as far away from Nas as this is from Nas. That's all I'm gonna say,
bro. The original hip hop sound a lot like Soulja Boy. The 80s shit sound a lot like Soulja Boy. What are you talking about, man? Nas is just the perfection of this shit. When you listen to what's his name, MC Hammer and those guys. What's the dude that made the song? I like big butts and I cannot lie. That's hip hop right there, bro. What are you talking about? It's not Nas, bro.
Bro. All I can say is this.
I mean, in terms of concerts, there's always people are going to concerts, bro.
And you see this guy's number. That you see his numbers. That's why I'm saying he's the
biggest. His numbers are huge. He's insane,
he's the only new young artist in hip hop who's doing numbers like that.
And he got 22 mil. So he must put out a lot of stuff.
He doesn't put out a lot of music. He actually doesn't. It's just that he's put out like 3 albums, and he's been out since he blew up in 2021.
Yeah, he got all the shit, bro.
He got a lot of those must be singles, not albums.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8 albums since 2019, bro.
Oh wow.
They must be short albums though. 7 songs. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
7 songs. This one is a little bit. Oh, this one is 22 songs in 2021. Yeah,
and that's when he blew up. 2021.
I can see why some people like this genre, right? But it's not the type of genre that's gonna make it in the mainstream, man. Is what I'm saying.
Here's the thing: hip hop is going to die out in the mainstream. That's my prediction.
No, you're still gonna have some top dogs, dude.
No, listen, hip hop is gonna be just like disco. Guess what? Was disco in the mainstream in the 90s? No, but hits which come from the disco family tree from the 90s. You know the song Barbie Girl, right?
Yeah,
that's a disco song, whether you like it or not. Bro, guess what? The same thing is gonna happen with hip hop. Hip hop tree is gonna be there. You're still gonna have dudes rhyming on tracks, which sounds like hip hop. But there's gonna be a whole lot of singing songs.
But that's because the talent is not there. It's not because there's not a demand for hip hop.
It's not about
disco. There was the demand went away with disco. With hip hop, there's still a demand. It's just you don't have new artists. You don't have those beat makers and producers thinking outside the box and giving you dope shit.
Dude, you just listen to a Yeet beat. You're like, what is this? Because it's different than anything you've ever heard.
That's not a rap artist, bro.
Here's the thing. let me.
That's not. Come on, man.
Okay, and let me tell you this, right? So you just mentioned that there's no talent, but then again, you just said there's still talent in the underground by mentioning Benny the Butcher, right?
The underground is lit, bro.
Okay, but then you just said there's no talent. So what is it? Is there talent?
You're talking about the mainstream.
Okay, the mainstream. All right, but you didn't say the mainstream. You just said
you said. I'm telling you, this guy's not gonna make it in the mainstream.
This guy's already mainstream, bro. This
nigga's nowhere. You don't see him. You don't see this guy. Who's talking about this dude, man? I see him performing
at festivals.
Charlemagne and talking about this dude, man.
Charlemagne is not gonna talk about him. The new media platforms are not gonna talk about him. You know where he's getting talked about? He's getting talked about, in places where Gen Z frequents. They had a concert. They had a video where they interviewed his concert goers, and they're like, what do you think about Yeet? They're like, oh my god, I love him, love the way he makes me feel. They were going fanboy crazy. That's how I first learned about him, before I even was exposed to his music. And then I'm like, bro, they going crazy over this dude. Who is he? And then I listened to his music and I realized, oh yeah, they make shorts, with his music all the time. And that's the direction that the new music is gonna go. It's
Yeah, well,
gonna
you
change
still
from what it
need those
previously was.
heavyweights, bro. You need heavyweight artists.
The toxic. How you say that?
TikTokification?
The
Is that what you're
TikTokification.
trying to say?
That's what I'm trying to say, man. I didn't make up the word. The
Yeah, man.
TikTokification of music has ruined it. And this brings us to another subject we can debate, man.
Mm.
The TikTokification of the dating experience. How do you think that's
You mean the
affecting?
TikTokification of society as a whole?
Yeah,
Because our attention span, and I'm not even like above any of this. Our attention span is fucked, dude.
yeah, man. It's that of a goldfish. Literally, studies have shown that people who use TikTok and social media, which emphasizes shorts,
Mm-hmm.
have attention spans of 5 seconds or
So
less.
here's the thing. I'm not gonna blame TikTok or social media. You wanna know what the actual culprit is?
Who?
Which one? What do you think it is?
Mm-hmm.
Worse than TikTok?
I don't know, man.
The phone. The actual device is the fucking issue. Is the smartphone.
But we've been had the smartphone.
No, we ain't been at the smartphone, bro.
07, we've been had the smartphone.
You had a smartphone. When did you buy your first smartphone?
I had a first smartphone probably in 2013, maybe.
Fam, you bought your first smartphone like a couple years ago, man. You get out of here, man. 2013. You didn't have a smartphone in 2013, man.
I had a smartphone.
No, first of all, the smartphones have gotten more addictive. You realize that, right? Every year they put out an update that makes it more addictive. And of course, the phone manufacturers work with the app companies to make it more. So here's the thing. So when I go on when you go on YouTube now, right, at the top it says no videos, right? And you have to keep refreshing, right? You're looking for that new video to get that dopamine boost, right? This guy was talking about that. He's like, there's people making the same videos they were making 5 years ago. Nobody's gonna go watch the old video.
Of course not.
So they just take that same video, just make it again, because people are gonna watch it if it's new, even though it's the same content.
Right.
Because they need the new stuff. But the way they design it on the phone is in a way to make you click on it.
Right. And also on the phone, they have bright colors on the apps to attract you. And guess what? Studies have shown if you turn your phone grayscale, you're less likely to go and click on the apps.
Exactly. But how many people are going to put it on grayscale?
Very few.
That's the thing. It's like we know about that solution, but we're just not going to do it.
I don't think many people know about that solution. No, I didn't know about it.
I know, but I've been on about that, but I just can't. I'm just not gonna do it because it's like to me, it's like, what's the point?
I tried it for a day. I put it on grayscale, and guess what? I put my phone away for most of the day because I just went on there. It wasn't as enticing.
It's like all of them. What they do is they work with those companies, right? Like Apple works with Google, they work with those guys to make it. Because they both make money. It's a win-win game.
And not only that, they work with professionals who are the best of the best.
And neuroscientists.
Psychologists, neuroscientists, behavioral scientists.
To fry your brain, bro.
Man, to just disrupt your dopamine circuits, man. Your neurotransmitters, they work together to fry your neurotransmitters. You're going up against a team of trained professionals.
There's nothing what can you do? There's nothing. So with my phone now, the new phone I have, right? In order to turn it on, I just have to put it in front of my face.
Wow.
The phone I had before, you had to press the screen, right?
Yeah.
With this one, you go like this. It turns on.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It's a way to keep you like, oh, let's make it convenient so that you don't even have to press anything. Exactly. You go like this, like, well, what if I'm not trying to use it? Sometimes it's not gonna do it. You have to like. It's just a way to keep you using it, which is obviously dangerous. So it's up to you as an individual to figure out what to do.
Right.
These companies are not they're only gonna make it more addictive. They're only gonna make it more. And unlike, let's say, tobacco, right? Lawmakers don't know how to deal with this.
And we still don't know the long-term effects of this.
The long-term effects, we all fucked. That's what it is.
We don't know how it's gonna unravel. But let's go back to dating, man, because
Oh, right. Yeah.
we know society's gonna be screwed from this.
Well, with
But
dating, you talking about dating apps?
TikTokification.
Okay. How? Hold on, what do you mean? How's dating getting TikTokify, whatever?
Just the experience of dating. Imagine you go on a date with a woman. Oh, she wants to film herself eating 50 oysters, or she wants to film herself talking about how Cheesecake Factory is not the
Oh
ideal
yeah, trying to
place.
get content.
Yeah. I think most guys want to go on a date and not have to worry about ending up on social media or
Yeah.
having the world plastered.
It's crazy how like every time there's a new app, it makes it even worse. Because a few years ago, it was not TikTok; it was Instagram, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you thought Instagram was crazy, but now you look back, you're like, oh, Instagram was more sane than TikTok, because at least on Instagram you had to make sure you curate it, you make it look nice. With TikTok, it's the opposite. It's like the more ratchet it is, the more viral you go.
Here's the thing, though. Instagram, until very recently, Instagram didn't have videos for the longest part. For the longest portion of its history, Instagram was just pictures.
Oh no, they've had videos for a while now.
But
No, dude,
Instagram's been out since 2012.
I've been posting videos since like 2015 on Instagram.
Yeah, but nobody was going on Instagram to come. It wasn't the norm for people to go on there and use it as their diary for dating to complain and share
Oh
to
yeah,
the
yeah.
world, right?
That's what I'm saying. On Instagram, so that's the thing with social media, right? Some platforms you want to show the best, right? When you go on IG, people are showing the best version
Of themselves.
Yeah.
And TikTok seems to just be a lot
TikTok
of
is
women's
just
diaries. It's their
I don't use
diary.
TikTok, so I have no idea.
I don't use it either, but you can
I
clearly
mean, I
see.
have an account, but
I've never even made an account because I call it the toxic algorithm. But I see YouTube videos of what happens on there. And guess what? Women
yeah,
go on there and they just spew their entire lives in there. It's their verbal diary.
it fries your brain, dude.
They're speaking to an entire group of
The
people.
way the algorithm works, I don't even know how people use this for more than 5 minutes. It's like it goes vertical, right?
Yeah,
One video is done, the next one comes up, the next one, next one, next one, next one, next one.
it's
It's
insane.
nonsense. I'm like, I can't even look at the screen because it starts hurting my eyes.
It's insane how people are able to do it. And a lot of kids are getting trained to it. And you know what really disturbs me the most is that a lot of young ladies go in there and they feel comfortable just telling their business to the world
Well,
and bringing
that's
everybody
nothing
into
new,
their
man.
lives.
You know what I'm saying?
And they don't think there's any ramifications from that. What if there's a pervert out there stalking them and who finds out their information?
Hey, man.
But they just feel, hey, I can just go on there, tell everybody, and
Mhm.
people are gonna get on my side. It's a crazy world we live in, man.
Yeah, people. The good side though is like they get feedback, right?
Mhm.
Sometimes they'll go in there and they'll say something crazy, thinking people are gonna agree with them,
Yeah,
and then people are like, "Oh, nope, this ain't it.
yeah.
This is
And
not what you thought it was." And then they get the feedback, and then they realize, "Oh, okay,
they get hit with a reality check,
exactly." Because a
like
lot of
the
times,
Cheesecake Factory lady.
yeah, and then they make a career out of it though, because then it's like, "Oh, the Cheesecake Factory lady, she blew up." There's a bunch of examples of people like who they become known. Who's the most popular one? Well, Bad Babby, that was on Dr. Phil.
But she was she was way
That was
before
in social
TikTok.
media though. That was yeah.
I mean, that was social media. She went viral
I mean, she
on.
was on Dr. Phil. She went viral on Dr. Phil, but there are other people who went viral, like the Kevin Samuels lady, the average at best lady. Right? You have different people who they'll do something stupid, and then society will use them to make an example, and then they become famous. And then they become famous, right?
That's the way people become famous these days. And if you were to tell me what's the perfect Trojan horse
Mm-hmm.
that an enemy nation could use against you in the modern 21st century,
Oh, it's social media, man.
TikTok would be the perfect Trojan
It's the
horse.
opioid war in reverse.
Exactly.
It's the digital opioid war that China's waging.
And guess what? The side which lost the first two opioid wars, listen, they're about to get their get back.
Mm-hmm. That's the opioid war that China's waging.
They got to get their get back against England now because England it's not the top of the world anymore. So they're gonna go at England's successor.
they're still gonna do it on England, both.
But and for sure they're gonna do it against America.
But I've been seeing some videos on YouTube saying that China's economy fell off
Yeah,
because of COVID.
China's having its own
Not
issues.
just COVID, because of all the mistakes that they made, over investing in real estate,
Oh yeah.
and building a bunch of ghost towns.
What's their investment company?
Evergrande.
Evergrande. Yeah. I mean, yeah, listen, China has made some mistakes in their national economy, but guess what? I think for the long term, they're poised for success because the generation of men that they're raising, the generation of people that they're raising in
Long
general.
term, I don't know. Long term, there's all the whole demographic thing though that people are talking about.
But it's not, it's going to hit, well, it's going to hit the US first before it hits them.
No. It's not gonna hit the U.S.
Well, only because of
Demographics.
immigration. Only because of immigration. But
Yeah,
guess what?
the U.S. is gonna be at 600 million at the by 2100.
By 2100.
That's what I mean. It's just a projection. It's a projection. It's not.
That's really projecting that that descendants of immigrants have children at the same rates of their ancestors, and
It's 80 years from now, though. Don't forget that.
80 years from now, and well, China's demographics will decrease. When I say in the far near term, right?
Mhm.
So 50 years from now, which is how the Chinese Communist Party makes its plan, in increments of 50 years, China will be in a good position, in a better position in comparison.
I don't want
to
to make
the
any
US.
predictions because there's a bunch of things that are gonna happen that we can't predict.
Well, here's one thing that I can say:
Mhm.
they have unleashed upon us a beast that we can't control. Look at how TikTok is already impacting our youth into doing stupid challenges.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, on their version of TikTok, Douyin, guess what's promoted?
Mhm.
People doing scientific experiments.
Scientific work. Yeah.
Yeah, people being good citizens. That's what's promoted on their
I
apps.
I wrote this article not too long ago, right?
Well, drop a
Where-
link in the description, by the way.
I don't have a link. Yeah, I should do that. Basically, what I was explaining was, it's the 80-20 rule, right? But basically, what I was saying is all you need the top 20% of society to be productive in order to stay at the top. So even though you could say that the majority of the people in the West are not productive and they're addicted to social media and everything, all you need is the top 20%, which we have in the US. That's the only advantage we have in the US is we have the best people coming here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Engineers, scientists. We have the best people coming to the US to work for those companies, even though the Trump administration has done everything it could to send some of those people back. And actually, you know what country they've been going to? They've been going to Canada. Yeah, like a lot of people from the tech industry leaving the US to go to Canada. But that's why I don't think the US is gonna fall because of that, right? The majority of people, you just need them to be consumers anyway.
And as for now, China has more potential consumers than the US.
They don't have as much money, though. I mean, if that's the metric.
Well, it depends which consumer items you're talking about.
I mean, I don't think China is going to surpass the US GDP wise. That's not their goal. They don't even care about that.
Well, per capita, no, but I think
overall, you're saying overall.
Well, overall, they do have a good chance.
Yeah, they do have a good chance, but I don't even think that's their goal. I don't think China cares about GDP as much as we think, bro.
It doesn't. I think what China, you see, like I said, once again, China makes plans in 50-year increments.
Yeah. China doesn't even care about military dominance like that.
Oh,
like,
no, it does.
No, they don't care about being number one, expanding like the US and
they don't care
invading a bunch of countries.
Here's the thing. They don't care about being a hegemony like the US, a global hegemony,
mm-hmm.
but they do care about having a strong military so they don't
They care about influence.
But they also care about taking over islands in the South Pacific, South China Sea
that's their area. That's their territory, bro.
No, well, it's considered Philippine territory, a lot of it.
Nah, bro, I'm saying that's their area.
That's their sphere of influence.
That's their sphere of influence. So you understand that. But they care more about being the country that other countries turn to all over the world. They're not gonna do what the US has done. They're gonna go to Afghanistan. They're gonna go to Brazil, Africa, The whole BRICS thing is predicated on that, and that's why I think that's where they're gonna beat the U.S. because the U.S. is gonna focus on GDP, military control. China is gonna focus on having better relations with these other countries,
Yeah.
and that's where they have a shot.
And you see, China brings about discussion of economic development. The
Hmm.
U.S. goes to a lot of African countries and talks about, cultural, uh,
Human rights and
yeah,
shit like that.
human.
Like
It's talking about things it doesn't even practice.
China is not gonna impose its values.
Never. The Chinese go to the country, they want to do business. That's one thing
Yeah,
about the Chinese that I do
they're
like.
not gonna like, oh, you have to do this. You have to like,
We need your human rights record to be fixed right now so that we can provide you this loan.
yeah,
There,
that's the thing. But it's still, to me, I don't think like, I think there's gonna be all kinds of unexpected things like that we cannot predict. It's not even gonna be U.S. versus China. It's gonna be everything that has to do with the climate and then a bunch of other things we can't predict, bro. Do
man,
you think? Do you think? Let's just talk some philosophy right now. Do you think humanity has what it takes to face the changes that are coming in the next couple of decades?
dude, the changes was
Climate change, super intelligence, very advanced technology. Do you think they even have what it takes?
dude. If humanity made it this far, I'm positive that humanity has what it takes. Now, will humanity take the measures to enact the precautions to safeguard itself? That's another story because
But that's the question.
No, no, no. The question is, does humanity have what it takes? Humanity always has what it
No, no,
takes.
I'm not saying what it takes to survive. We're gonna survive, but do we have what it takes to handle these things in an intelligent way?
Yes, we have what it takes. Now, are we going to do it? Is another
Intelligently?
story.
Intelligently, I don't know. Like, do we have what it takes to avoid World War III in the process? Is the question.
We do. We have not. We have
We
nuclear
do. Did
proliferation.
we avoid World War II? Did we avoid World War I? No.
Here's the thing: we have nuclear proliferation treaties between the big nuclear powers saying, "Hey, let's not use this thing. Let's really not use
Nuclear
this."
weapons is the least of your worries, my man. In the next 30 years, that's the least.
What are we gonna get?
Pandemics, fucking bro. That's the least
AI
of your worry.
robots,
AI, bro. I'm telling you right now,
AI
climate
militaries.
change. You're gonna have like you're gonna have like whole areas burning where you can't even go outside. Like extreme heat. We don't even have what it. We're not ready, bro.
But guess what?
Guys are talking about the dating marketplace. That's great.
Let's talk about the human
That let's
marketplace.
talk. Let's talk about the Earth marketplace, bro.
What are we gonna do? Are we gonna shop for a new planet like Elon?
Dude. Okay, so that's
Mars?
interesting because there's people saying that that's not even the best.
That's not plausible. Dude, that would be the most inhumane thing you could ever do. Think about it. First of all, astronauts who just live in the space station right outside of Earth, they experience extreme amount of radiation, and a
Mhm.
lot of them are actually at an increased rate on risk to develop cancer. Now imagine if these guys were to travel further away
Mhm.
to a different planet. Well, even though that planet is a nearby neighbor, but still, think
Yeah.
about the radiation they'd be exposed to. Number two, just being outside of Earth in the Earth's orbit, these guys lose about 5 to 4% of their bone density.
God damn.
And when they turn back to Earth, their first step onto the planet,
Yeah.
they're a little bit wobbly, and they have to exercise, and that's why they have to constantly exercise back in outer space.
I think Jeff Bezos' vision, which is to build artificial worlds
Mhm.
in space, is actually a better solution than going to a different planet.
Artificial worlds or orbiting Earth.
Orbiting Earth, like in space. You know the movie Elysium? You ain't seen that movie Elysium with Matt Damon?
Was
But
he
you need to go
when he
watch
was
that.
in outer space?
Elysium. It's like the rich people they built. The Earth is all messed up, right?
Mhm.
So they got poor people living on Earth.
Mhm.
They built this paradise in space
Mhm.
with controlled gravity and everything, right? And it's rich people only, right?
I'll
Poor
check it
people
out.
can go up there.
I'll check it out.
I think that's the vision, right? Where it makes more sense because you could still have oxygen and you don't have to worry about radiation
No,
up there.
they'll still be exposed to radiation.
No, not like it's called low orbit. And low orbit is not really radiation like that. But anyway, that's a more practical it's a more practical scenario. But what you're saying is if you want to go a million light years away, they're trying to figure out if they could use like a wormhole,
Yeah, to a black hole. Yeah.
like a black hole, instead of like taking a spaceship, which is gonna take too long.
Listen, first of all, let's go back to the Mars. We'll touch on that, right? But let's go back to the Mars subject and how unethical that is. A
Oh
person
no, we're not going to Mars. The whole Mars thing is about getting resources. You know that, right?
we
It's
can
not
get
about
more
moving there.
we can get more resources on asteroids passing by.
Yeah,
There are more minerals which are identified on asteroids
but
than
that's the
on Mars.
goal. The goal is not to actually go to Mars.
The
They
only
just say that.
the only issue is that well, here's the thing: to extract those resources from Mars, you're gonna need either
Mars don't have
robots
that many
or people
resources
there.
though
Exactly. That's why there's more natural minerals on the
on the
asteroids.
asteroids. Yeah,
But it's hard to stop on
they
something
found
moving in outer
like
space.
$250 worth of like some
Minerals.
metals on some of those asteroids.
But guess what? How easy it is, okay, to just pull up on an
They're gonna use
asteroid.
robots.
No, but listen, an asteroid that's moving at thousands of kilometers per mile in outer space,
I'm not
it's
worried
not on
about
a
the
fixed
engineering
trajectory.
though. You worried about the engineering?
I'm not worried about the engineering. I'm just saying it's not feasible for now, but they're gonna figure out how to
No,
get
no,
it
no,
done.
no. That's the thing. They already know how to send robots and rovers and things like
No,
that.
they send robots and rovers to planets, and not really on the asteroids like that.
But I think they'll figure it out. But they already have a whole
And
market.
here's the thing: even if you send a robot on the asteroid is moving. It's not moving in a set orbit. How you going to then mine for the mineral, get that mineral on board, get that
They're
robot,
just gonna get the soil, the earth, the
the
crust. They're gonna get the stuff. They're not gonna mine for it. They're just gonna get the whole thing.
so they're gonna bring the whole asteroid
Not
here.
the whole asteroid, the whole area, the whole ground.
Okay, so the robot is just gonna take a
It's gonna
piece.
dig, get the land, put it in the thing, and then come back with it. It's not gonna do the mining up there. The mining is not. I mean, like you said, if it's moving too fast, some of them are not moving that fast.
Even if they're not moving fast, they're not on a set trajectory.
Right, where we
So
where we
so
can
they're
track the
probably
trajectory.
going away
We can
from Earth.
track the trajectory.
We can track
We can
that.
track it. But anyway, like I don't think the plan is to go to Mars. It's Elon said that as like the goal to get people to focus on that, but that's not. We're
But
not going to Mars.
but
We're
I
not
just
gonna
want to.
geo. What they call that terraform.
But here's the thing: I just want people to understand how unethical it is. Because if you're a human being born on Mars,
Mhm.
you're essentially going to be exposed to 1/6 less gravity. You, if let's say we somehow, despite forgone, despite all of the radiation,
Mhm.
the potential radiation we can experience by going to Mars, we find a way to actually successfully get there, and we stop there. Guess what? The first baby born on Mars, he can never step foot on Earth without aid, bro, because his spine is gonna get fucking crushed.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's unethical as hell. Hell, a baby born on the moon's gonna be fucked. Now, speaking of the wormhole, man, we've never even sent a robot into the wormhole to come
No,
in.
that's like science fiction at this point.
And
We
here's
don't.
what you said: wormhole. It's black hole. And guess what? A black hole. It's ridiculous. A black hole is
No, I
lit.
don't think it's the same thing though. A wormhole is like you go through it to go to a different universe.
Doesn't happen, dude. The black hole is literally like a star collapsing in on itself. The gravity there is so huge, it sucks everything and it crushes everything. You're not gonna end up in another dimension. You're gonna end
The
up
science is
crushed.
not clear on that because you might go to the black hole and be able to reconstitute when you get to the other side.
There's no other side.
How do you know? We don't know that.
We know,
The science is not clear on that. We don't know what happens once you go to that black hole.
dude. Earth
The
is gonna.
information, well, supposedly the information is lost, right? Information is lost basically is what they call it. Like when you go to a black hole, everything like it's lost. It doesn't, but we just don't know.
Look, a black hole is heavy gravity, which sucks everything around it and takes away
Well,
all the light.
apparently we might be living in a black hole. You know that, right?
Like the Milky Way galaxy is a black hole.
Like we might be living in a black hole. That's why we cannot see the aliens. Like this might be inside a black hole. You haven't heard of that theory?
That's a ludicrous theory.
We might be living in a black hole.
Once again, man.
Well, look it up.
Black holes suck in stars and take out their light.
We might be living in a black hole, dude.
Dude, black holes once again.
All that science is it's not clear, bro.
Forget science.
It changes all the time.
Logic to it, bro. Something that could suck up a star, stars which are bigger than our sun. What do you think it'll do to our itty bitty self? Like, what do you think?
It doesn't work like that, bro. Trust me, bro.
Dude,
but anyway, it doesn't matter, bro.
Beyond science fiction. That's
the point we're making is humans. Again, I listen to a lot of people making predictions about, like, I know in the US the climate change conversation is very
politicized.
Yeah, it's not a cool conversation to have. It's like when that's exactly what it is. It's politicized, right? But I follow what happens overseas, right? Not overseas. I follow what happens in like, let's say, France, right? They take okay, let's say they take it more seriously, right? Whether they know what they're talking about or not. So first of all, there's new data that came out, right?
Mm-hmm.
The temperature is gonna go up by 3 degrees.
That's massive.
They were trying to keep it at
Celsius?
2 Celsius. They were trying to keep it at 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was the goal. The whole COP 2030. Right? Yeah, they were trying to keep it at 2, but now there's new research that came out saying that it's actually gonna be at 3. Average. You know what that means? That means in some areas it's gonna be at 5 and 6. You can't go outside, dude. If it's at 5 degrees, you go to Australia, that whole area is like you can't even go there.
Yeah.
It's done. I don't think people realize what's about to happen. I don't think people realize what's about to happen, dude.
And that means some other areas, they're going to be super wet, as in flooded.
Bro.
As in some areas are just going to be eaten by the sea.
Miami is going to be underwater.
Well, Florida was naturally going to be underwater.
New York.
All those eastern seaboard cities, they will be underwater at some point. Well, more so Florida for sure. But I think that it's going to happen sooner than expected.
From a survival standpoint, the water is not the one that I'm really the most afraid about. It's really the extreme heat, bro. The extreme heat is really what scares me. The heat, the tornadoes, there's heat, there's extreme heat, there's dryness when it stops raining for you can grow food. There's hurricanes and tornadoes.
So here's what we can predict will happen. There'll be a lot of famines when people can't get adequate food, and there'll be water wars. We can bet our money on that. There's going to be water wars. But here's the thing, though.
That's why they said China is also going to collapse, because it doesn't have its own resources, its own food.
It exports a lot of food.
Imports.
Yeah, you're right. It imports a lot of food, but China is a self-sustaining country.
No, it's not, bro.
It has every climate.
Not for food. They import 80% of their food, particularly their meat.
Yeah, their pork. Yeah, they import a lot of pork from South America. I think that, I don't know why they did that, but they essentially...
They don't have a lot of fertile land, bro. The U.S. got lucky when it comes to food, when it comes to agriculture.
China has a lot of fertile land around the Han Yellow River Valley, bro.
They're going to have to do that. Bill Gates, bro. They're going to have to get those veggie burgers, bro. The lab-grown foods.
No, dude,
they're going to have to go that route, bro.
China has a lot of land and a lot of food.
China imports all their food, bro.
The reason why they import is because they focused on industrialization, not because they can't grow it themselves.
But why do you think there was a famine, bro? In China, bro. They love to blame it on Mao. They love to say it's Mao's fault. It's not Mao's fault.
Dude, there's a reason why. Mao said there was a certain amount which they had to export, especially and sell to other countries, especially the Soviets. Mao literally said, "We got to sell this to the Soviet. If you grow this as a farmer and you don't give it to
But
us, we're
that's
gonna kill you."
propaganda, man.
It's not propaganda. Mao himself said he had to sell it to the Soviets. So guess what? Anything which wasn't. So why hasn't there been a famine since then?
Because they import that shit, bro. They
Bro,
import
come
their
on,
food,
man,
bro.
that's cap, man. They didn't start importing right after the famine from
Well,
Mao.
we all know the communists were not pro science, bro.
Actually, the communists were very pro
No,
science.
no, no. Stalin. If you said a science that was contrary to Stalin's ideology, it would get you killed.
Well, they were ideological, but they were very pro science. If anything, I
That's not science, bro.
no. Listen, they're against.
It's like if you say something that goes against the doxa,
You
they
mean
kill you.
dogma?
The doxa, whatever, they kill you, bro.
Dogma.
No, it's doxa, bro.
What's
It's
doxa?
both. They kill you, bro.
Listen, look. It, they listen. The Soviet Union, they've established systems of schooling, which still exists in post-Soviet countries today. They've created great chess players. They've created a space program. They push science, man.
I'm telling you, bro.
Yeah. Okay. They've pushed
The
science.
Soviet Union. No, that's after Stalin, though.
No,
I'm saying during Stalin, Stalin had his own beliefs, bro. He had his own beliefs.
that was still during Stalin, man. The early work for the space station, the early work of science that they laid. Dude, stop. Dude, the schooling system was before Stalin. Well, what are you talking about?
But Stalin was a nut job who didn't believe in science, bro.
He still wanted to make sure that his country had the best scientists. He still wanted to make sure that his country had people capable to go up against Americans in any areas, in any
Military,
endeavors.
yeah.
Okay, and you need scientists. Who do you think is going to develop the Kalashnikov? You don't think that somebody had to be educated in a system which valued education and science to get that? Come on now. But yeah, man. All I can say is humanity is gonna experience a lot. Dating will probably end up being the worst of our of our words.
The least of your words, bro.
Yeah.
Come on, guys are thinking about. I mean, I get it, but guys gotta think about that. But imagine a world where uh, the environment is all messed up. I mean, we're gonna figure that stuff out. But if you take the West, right? Uh, how do you think, first of all, the diversity is gonna continue in the West? Do you think it's gonna be a situation where, let's say, we wake up in 2050, it's gonna be like a multicultural society where people now have to be forced to interact? Or do you think it's gonna settle and immigration is gonna stop, and then we're gonna have the society? Well, what do you think is gonna be in 2050?
I think the cat's already out of the bag in terms of multiculturalism
Mm-hmm.
for Western societies. What I think is going to happen is now we're going to have a period of an adaptation, just
Okay.
like in the past. When Europeans were the ones migrating to the West, we had periods of intense immigration
Mm-hmm.
with every single group of Europeans. The last of them being the last Western Europeans being the Italians, and I guess the last groups of Europeans migrating here being the Eastern Europeans, right?
Keep talking.
So we had various groups which came here in waves, but then after a certain point they stopped coming here in waves, and then they started essentially settling down. And once they settle down, they integrate themselves and assimilate within the culture. So here in the States, I think the last waves of Eastern European we had coming through to Ellis Island was in the 20s, essentially the early 1900s, all the way through the 1910s and the 20s. We had those immigrants come through the United States seeking a better life. And once we have that, then we go through a period where the new group of immigrants, they make this country their home. They settle down. They, like I said, they assimilate within the culture. They learn the language. If they don't learn the language, they're certainly going to have children it in the country, and they're going to learn the language of the children are going to speak the language of the land. So we're about to go through this period. As of right now, we're in a period of massive immigration. We have people coming across the border. A lot of them don't know the language of the land, and they probably won't learn it, but their children will be born here. And soon enough, within 50 years, their children are essentially going to be typical Americans. And who
Right.
knows, maybe sometime after that, when we have all those climate catastrophes, which we're being forewarned about
Mm-hmm.
happening, then maybe we'll start getting new arrivals fleeing climate disasters. But
Right.
I think the cat's already out of the bag for multiculturalism. If you look at a country like Norway, yeah, it's or not Norway, Sweden. Well, in
Mm-hmm.
Norway too, it's already over with.
Yeah. Yeah. I think. Well, that's where the conspiracy theories come in, though. It's like the question of were those countries forced to receive those migrants? Because in the with the United States, we understand there's a history of like migration, right? But with Sweden, Norway, there's the whole notion that like the world government telling them you have no choice, you have to receive those migrants, and then all of a sudden a country like Germany that did not have that many migrants, there's like 1 million people who went there from Syria.
Germany has a
It's
lot.
almost like when it comes to conspiracy theories, you like when you look back, you're like there might have been some truth to it.
Here's the thing. That's not. Here's the thing, though. Every Nordic country made its own decision. Finland didn't take in
Yeah,
migrants.
Denmark reversed their immigration policies.
Yeah, and Denmark does have
In
some
the
migrants.
90s, they had migrants. They basically stopped taking in no migrants.
Okay, and
Yeah,
Finland. I don't think Finland has any history of
but those are
taking in
small,
migrants.
tiny countries, though.
Finland's not a small, tiny country.
Yeah, Finland's a small country, bro.
I mean, compare Finland's actually bigger than Norway and Sweden.
Yeah, but those no, there's 10 million people in Sweden, bro.
Oh, you talking population size or
Population,
like
yeah.
um?
Population, yeah. But
And there's
Sweden,
about 8 million in Finland, dude. Finland's not all the Nordic countries are similar in size.
roughly, yeah, but they're not big countries. Like Germany,
Okay, they're not big countries.
million people went there.
Germany
The
has what?
UK is going through it right now.
Germany has what? 80 million people?
80 million people.
Okay.
Most of the migrants there are Turks.
Turks, yeah.
And a lot of people went from Syria, moved there in 2015.
But
During
they've
the
always
whole,
had Turks. I mean, they got
yeah,
Mesut
they've always had
Ozil.
Turks.
He's
Yeah,
Turkish, so
he had to suffer the he had to suffer the criticism when they lose, man. Like
he got the Karim Benzema treatment, or did Benzema get the
no,
Mesut Ozil
he's a
treatment?
world champion though. Not the same thing. Benzema's not a world champion.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Mesut Ozil, he did win that championship.
He's a world champion. He had to retire early though. Um, but yeah, but here's the thing. So as far as multiculturalism, the reason why I asked that question is like there are times where we can absorb that. We can have new migrants come in and easily integrate them in society and they can learn, they can get a job and all that. But if things are going to keep getting more complicated and if the future is going to get more complicated, will we be able to at a time when the economy is stagnant, will we be able to welcome those new people? That's why I asked that question. Right now, we can because you have an economy. You need people to do certain jobs. Like there's still factory jobs. I just realized that God damn, we still have a lot of factory jobs in this country. Those jobs are not gone, bro.
And we have a lot of agricultural jobs, which, let's be honest, natives are not going to do those jobs. Americans are not going to go
Yeah.
pick berries in the field. We need a labor class that's willing to,
Bro,
do these
there's
jobs
an
at cheap
illusion.
value.
There's an illusion that those jobs are gone. They're not, bro.
They're still here.
They're
Well,
still here.
factory jobs, they're
People
being
working
brought
in
back.
chicken farms.
Oh yeah, well, agriculture's always been here.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
when you're talking about factory jobs were gone for a while, but they have been brought back. Like in
Well,
states like
now we have
Tennessee,
yeah.
like Toyota and Nissan, they have
There's
big,
there's high tech manufacturing that's also coming back to
yeah,
Tesla and those guys.
Tesla, but like manufacturers like Nissan and Toyota have big sprawling factories in Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure they have them in other states, but I've read that Tennessee is one of their main centers where they have them. So manufacturing is making a comeback, but guess where it's not making a comeback? It's not making a comeback where it originally was strong in the Midwest.
It doesn't matter the area. In the Midwest, it's agriculture, like you said. It's The South has been
Mm,
lucky.
no, no,
A
no, no,
lot
no.
of
When I say the Midwest, I mean the Rust Belt Midwest.
yeah, 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 yeah,
No, I'm not talking about Nebraska or Kansas. I'm talking about Michigan.
yeah.
I'm talking about
The
Ohio.
Midwest is gonna be more a state by state basis.
But when you say the Midwest, you're talking about the lower Midwest where
Well, no, I'm talking about Ohio too. Like if you're talking about agriculture, Ohio, Indiana, those places.
okay, yeah, but when I'm talking about manufacturing, I'm talking about more so Western Pennsylvania, like
Hmm.
Pittsburgh. I'm talking about Northern
Well,
Ohio.
I was thinking more like the whole country. Anyway, when I said like high tech manufacturing,
But you
if
can't.
you think of Tesla, for example,
But you
the
can't.
South has really benefited.
Exactly. The South is the one benefit. Is the one
Yeah, yeah,
region. The
yeah,
Sun
yeah,
Belt's the one region benefited from that surge in manufacturing.
yeah, yeah, absolutely.
The Rust Belt is still
But the thing
dilapidated.
is, today I feel like it doesn't really matter as much because people can move around so much more easily today. So to me, if those even if those companies are not going back in the Midwest, I'm just saying the country as a whole is manufacturing is coming back thanks to technology. That's what's so funny, right? Technology and outsource. Well, the first thing was outsourcing is what killed manufacturing in the U.S. in the West in general because they outsource in the U.S. they outsource to Mexico and China. In Europe they outsource to Poland and Eastern Europe, right? But now with technology, they're bringing many of those things back, and also with the fact that what they call deglobalization,
Mm.
where now it's like, oh, let's bring back local
Oh,
manufacturing.
that's
They're also
perfect.
doing that. So the US is not necessarily going. There's not necessarily going to be a very high unemployment rate, especially if you are a manual laborer.
And I think the Vidico also exposed the weakness in supply chains when you rely
Hmm.
on outsourcing your manufacturing to other countries. And also, for example, the chips manufacturing,
Yeah.
which the chips shortage which we had, and we use chips in electronics from vehicles to computers,
Yeah.
and when we couldn't get access to that during the flu Vidico, guess what happened? Things shut down.
Yeah.
So now we had to pass the chip sack, and we're trying to bring chips manufacturing to the states, and we don't want China to get a hold of Taiwan until
For
we get
that
our
reason, yeah.
exactly until we get our chips
And
economy.
Taiwan also doesn't want China to.
Well, they don't want, but guess what? The U.S. understands it's inevitable. But what we don't want is China essentially controlling, this manufacturing of chips and essentially
Mm.
controlling us. Because guess what?
TSMC.
Yeah, what?
That's the name of the company that manufactures those.
It's
You didn't know that?
is it one company? I don't think
It's
it's
one company, bro.
well. I didn't know if it
Yeah,
was a,
Taiwan, whatever. It's called TSMC.
so. Anywho, they don't want China to control our manufacturing of essentially weapons and high grade weapons because
Hmm.
chips are used in those warplanes, fighter jet planes. So we want to grow our economy, our chip sector, our chips manufacturing sector before China takes over Taiwan.
Yo, the Vitco really exposed how the extent, the level at which we took globalization. I didn't realize
What's the VIPCO?
it.
You-
What you just said?
Oh, the Vidico.
The Vitco, bro. What that
Okay.
even Vitco? I'm just speaking in
Okay.
reverse,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah, 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 yeah. You said Vit. I thought
They,
it was a T, but
bro, they took the comparative advantage. You know what comparative advantage is, right?
hmm
They took that thing to the extreme, bro.
hmm
Motherfuckers are buying strawberries from halfway across the world.
yeah,
They really took it to the extreme. You realize, oh, it's not NAFTA. We're buying stuff from Mexico, or we're buying some things from China. It's like, no, we're buying strawberries from Argentina, whatever,
yeah. When they're in season elsewhere, so we get them for
dude.
cheap.
So
So we can always have fruits that's out of season in our own country.
once you had the pandemic, you realize, oh, okay, I have those things. We don't need to buy those things from overseas. We can make them right here. They really took comparative advantage to the extreme. It's like you don't have to save 20 cents on this item. You could pay the extra money and just do it here.
Here's the issue, right? Here's the issue with the globalist. He negatively affects both the local economy of the nation, which is producing the items, and the
Mhm.
American economy. Here's how: the local economy, they have to essentially make their make their private sector specific to what they're producing, right? They have to produce strawberries. They can't produce anything else because that's what the states are willing to buy. And
Mhm.
for the states, they listen. Americans want they want things year round. They want bananas year round. So guess what?
Yeah.
They're willing to have a whole coup in Central America and goddamn Guatemala. So United Fruit, aka Chiquita's Banana, can give them bananas year round.
Year round.
They won't compensate that.
And Wall Street has a lot to do with it, right?
Of
The
course. Oh, come on.
commodification, it's basically the commodification of those things, right?
And
It's
that's why
like,
I'm going to write a book about neoliberal and neoconservative globalists
yeah,
because
yeah, but just to
yeah,
keep it for now, like to Adam Smith, right? They're trying to save 20 cents on an item. Because if you're buying millions of it year round, you end up saving a lot of money. But with the shipping containers that they use, right? It makes it so convenient that you don't even see the difference.
exactly.
So when the supply chains got all messed up and the price of everything just went up, people just went nuts. That's why we cannot bring back everything.
We can't bring back everything. We
We
could never
can't
bring
because it's
back
gonna get
everything.
way too expensive. And again, like people they're used to that convenience, and I don't think the American public has that patience
It,
or
it
that.
can't withstand that. The American public has been made soft. It's not the American public of the
It's
1930s,
soft,
which
man. It's
suffered
it's a soft culture.
which suffered under the Great Depression. This is a public where, listen, before it gets better and understands, it has to go through some very tough
We're
times.
not educating people enough, man, on those topics. The majority of people, they don't know what we're talking about right now.
They don't.
I can tell you that right now, right? Like telling them, oh, I want my cheesecake right now.
Dude, some dude in Ohio is probably gonna go. He's gonna buy some bananas at the local Walmart during the goddamn winter. It's a fucking snowstorm outside, and this guy's in Walmart buying bananas. He has to realize that bananas don't fucking grow in Ohio in the winter. Bananas don't grow in Minnesota in the wintertime.
You know what I'm saying?
They got to come from somewhere, and the bananas look brand new.
Mhm.
So they got to put two and two together to realize that, hey, this thing is getting shipped from
Dude,
somewhere
I
else.
think globalization is the one thing that they need to explain better to people at school. Like truly explain it. Because when we think globalization, we think, oh, you buy these things, they're from made in China, okay.
And here's the
We
thing.
don't realize how everything else, most things that we use in this country, they're from overseas, dude. It's like,
And we're only shown the positives of globalization, right? Oh, we live in a global world. Look at the internet. We
mhm,
can we can connect with people from all around the globe. And while that's great, we don't talk about the drawbacks and the negative
mhm.
aspects of globalization. We don't talk about how it destroyed entire economies here in the States, how it
No, I
created
think
the
I think
Rust Belt.
people do know that.
They know that, but they don't focus enough on it. They just say, it's just
Mhm.
a transition. Those sectors were bound to die anyways, right?
Yeah. Well, they've talked a lot about outsourcing. That dude, what's that fat guy? He made that video about outsourcing to Mexico. The dude from Detroit, the Democratic, with the glasses.
Antoine?
He makes documentaries. No, white guy with the hat on. He makes documentaries.
I don't know a dude from
You
Detroit.
know him, man. He makes documentaries.
What about him?
He's made a bunch of documentaries about outsourcing. Let me see. You know who he is. But anyway, the point is, it's not that people don't know. They know, but we've mostly focused on like outsourcing, jobs going to Mexico.
Right.
But I'm saying the actual physical impact of globalization. It's like buying products that we shouldn't be buying. The fact that we're paying so cheap for those products, um people don't realize, like, the whole notion of, oh, Austrian economics, right? Oh, the local economy is destroyed, but as a consumer you get to pay less. right? Like favoring the consumer over the producer. That's one of the downsides as well. It's like, okay,
Right.
you can pay for cheap, but you're gonna lose your job, but we don't care because Walmart's gonna take over. It's all that
Right.
is a part of the system.
And also, globalization, once again, it incentivizes specialization and essentially de-incentivizes generalization. So look in the states. If you decide to farm rice in the states,
Michael
very
Moore,
oh yeah, Michael
Michael
Moore.
Moore. That's what I was talking about.
Oh, he's from Detroit. I didn't know he was from Detroit.
Yeah, he made a
I
documentary
thought he was
about
from New York.
outsourcing to Mexico. How Detroit, part of the reason why Detroit went down is because they started outsourcing some of those things in order for
Yeah.
Wall Street to make more money, and then
But now look at Detroit. You see, Detroit is now going through a resurgence, which is the blueprint that those Midwestern cities have to follow.
Mhm.
After Dan Gilbert, owner of the Cavs, went up there and essentially established Quicken Loans
Yeah.
headquarters there. Guess what? Detroit is now going through a reemergence, man.
So in Detroit, they've invested in some of the new tech stuff, like biotech. There's biotech firms in Detroit.
Yeah, Detroit is
There's a lot
booming
of movies being made.
in
A lot of
Detroit.
2B movies are made in Detroit. So Detroit is making a comeback, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a slow comeback. Because think about 2008 was the Great Recession. The economy's already recovered from that. And the Detroit economy was still very slow.
Detroit economy was in tatters, but I think it's after the pandemic that's when Quicken Loans made that announcement to go up there. I think 2021 was the year they decided to, and look at how fast the reemergence has been. They already have new luxury housing being built downtown.
Yeah.
Downtown Detroit. Listen, the Detroit Pistons went back into the city. I think they left. The Detroit Lions were playing outside. They went back in the city. The NFL, I think the Detroit Red Wings, all the teams, sports teams went back inside the city, downtown.
As a northern city, it shouldn't be very difficult, bro. They have a lot of resources. If there's one thing they have up north, is that
I don't think it has anything to do with northern. For example, Detroit is a city.
Yeah, but they're close to New York. They're close to Boston.
Detroit
they're
is
close
not
to
close
Chicago.
to New York. Detroit is not close to Boston.
Detroit is close to New York.
It's in the Midwest, bro. It's on the border with Canada, bro, by the Great
It's still
Lakes.
close to New York. When I said close, I mean like 1 or 2 hours.
I wouldn't say 1 or 2 hours, bro. You gotta.
What are you talking about, man?
You gotta go through so many states. You gotta go through Ohio, maybe 6 hours back, bro. Detroit is not close.
It's close to New York, dude.
Bro, if you look at a map, bro.
Boy, it's 1 hour and 45 minutes, man.
By flight, bro.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's right there.
It ain't right there, bro. Look at the map, bro. Look at where you're going.
Hour and 45 minutes. You know what I mean? It's next to Pennsylvania. Yes, the point I'm trying to make is it's not on the east. I get what you're saying. It's not on the East Coast, but it's still up there. There's a lot of capital up there, a lot of money up there. That's why you're seeing biotech firms go to Detroit because they from Boston to Detroit, right? That's the connection.
Detroit was an underpopulated city. I mean, it was built to sustain 2 million people. At one point, less than 500,000 people lived in Detroit. I think they're going to change that up, in the upcoming years. A lot of people want to move back. And guess what? The current residents of Detroit who are lower income, they're going to end up pushed out. They're probably going to be pushed out to Flint, Michigan or Grand Rapids. They're going to be pushed to somewhere.
There's plenty of land up there, though, so it's not.
But here's the thing about Michigan and pretty much all major all states in the U.S., the poor residents, especially African Americans, tend to live in the urban city. Once you move to the further you move out from the city, the less and less you see of those residents.
Yeah. But as far as the macroeconomics, dude, like, so there's people saying that, okay, Mexico is going to replace China as far as who the U.S. is going to use as their second supplier, right? It's not going to be China. I mean, we already have Mexico's already one of our top partners due to NAFTA, which Trump renamed something else. What did Trump rename NAFTA?
Canada, America, Canada, Mexico agreement.
Some other thing, right? So they're saying that Mexico is gonna be the next. So we're gonna basically be buying a lot of stuff from Mexico. So the Mexican economy is gonna take off.
We don't buy anything from them. Matter of fact, the car manufacturing industry, most of it is headquartered in northern Mexico.
We're
If
saying,
any,
what do you mean we don't buy anything from who?
well, okay, when I say don't buy, I'm saying we're we what I meant to say was we outsource a lot of manufacturing, especially car manufacturing, to Mexico. As of right now, the wealthiest, or the regions in Mexico experiencing the most economic boom are actually the poorest regions in Mexico, which are in northern Mexico along our border. Those regions used to, they're deserts like Juarez, like that's where the
Yeah,
cartel thrive because
yeah,
there's nothing out there. But now people are, like companies are setting up car manufacturing factories
yeah.
there.
But that's what they're saying. They're saying that
Yeah,
Mexico is gonna replace China for those things.
it's gonna be a long time before Mexico can completely replace China
As
in
far
other
as the
industries.
U.S.,
For
they're
the
saying
U.S.,
yeah, not for the whole world.
for the world, Vietnam's gonna replace
Well,
China.
it's gonna take some of that stuff. It's not gonna replace
It's gonna take a
completely.
huge.
It's gonna take.
Vietnam already took a huge chunk during the
Yeah,
pandemic.
so what they're doing is they're trying to rely less on China, right?
Hmm.
China's still gonna do its thing, but they're trying to have other partners, especially as China starts to focus more on the
And
its
China's
domestic
outsourcing
market.
that work to Ethiopia and Addis Ababa.
Yeah, China's gonna use Africa as its sort of playing ground. And then you have Saudi Arabia as the supplier of oil, and they have a shitload of money, right? And then you have the countries that actually produce the technology, and then you
Like
have
Germany,
countries that buy the technology,
like
right?
the
It's
rest of the world.
crazy, right? Like, think about Saudi Arabia as a very interesting country, right?
Yeah.
They're swimming in cash. They have $3 trillion for the next 30 years.
Well,
That's how much money they have in their wealth fund. $3 trillion, right? So these guys, when you see them offering Mbappe $1 billion
that's nothing.
for a soccer contract,
That's nothing
that's
to them.
peanuts. They have 30 trillion for the next 30 years. That's
Wait,
cash,
you said
guys.
3 trillion or 30?
30 trillion.
Wow.
Not 3 trillion, but 30 trillion. That's cash that they have for the next 30 years.
When we play the video back, you said 3 trillion at first.
30 trillion, bro. Not 3
Yeah.
trillion. 3 trillion is nothing.
Right. Right. Yeah. I thought you said three
No,
trillion at
30
first.
trillion. That's how much they are supposed to be. How much you're supposed to generate in cash
Mhm.
from oil. It's insane.
It is.
If these guys don't blow up their economy, but that's why they have. I watched this one video about how the Middle East likes to waste money on big projects. It's like Algeria, Tunisia, now well, those countries are not in the Middle East, but basically many Arab
MENA.
countries, they have these big projects, right? But they never actually come to fruition because they don't have the vision. They have a lot of cash from the oil. But obviously the last 15 years, the UAE has set the example, Qatar has set the example. So Saudi Arabia is gonna have to follow from that. But are they gonna succeed though? They have some unrealistic projects. You know the line thing? You know the line project?
What's that?
You know about that? They want to build a city that's like a line. They want to build basically a horizontal city, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. I've
You've
heard
heard
of that.
about that, right?
Yeah.
And it's gonna cost a lot of money. So you have the countries that have the cash from the natural resources. You have the countries that are producing the technology.
And
You
you
are,
have the countries which have the natural resources, which tend to be the poorer ones.
well, yeah, like Africa and things like that. But the thing is how does that all play out? How does it play out? Like, does China manage to, like, China's maintaining a good relationship with Saudi Arabia, with Russia, right? And then the United States is like still trying to maintain its dominance, but you could see that it's fading away.
No, the United States will Saudi Arabia will always maintain a good relationship with the United States. You know why?
Hmm.
Because it buys so many weapons from the United States.
For now, yeah.
Not just for now. The US props up its military. And its
Yeah,
military
they
needs
have no
American
reason not
weapons.
to. They have no reason to mess up that relationship.
And guess what? Saudi Arabia could buy weapons from China or Russia. But it knows that the weapon system of the US tend to be far superior to the ones from these from
Yeah.
China or Russia. So that's why it buys them.
And they also need the $30 trillion, bro.
And the US is probably gonna
You know what I'm saying?
well, here's the thing. The US is probably not gonna be the biggest supplier of that money.
Well, with the US, it's mostly the technology.
Because now the US is the largest producer of oil in the world. Now that America.
No, we still buy enormous amount of oil from Saudi Arabia because the oil that's produced in the US, that's shell oil.
Yeah.
And that oil is dirty. It's all messed up.
Yeah, it's we get it through fracking. It's not refined as Saudi oil.
Saudi Arabia is trying to diversify its economy.
Right.
So they're invested in Tesla. They're investing in a bunch of US companies, tech companies, right? So
and thing about Saudi Arabia, I don't know if they're willing to follow the Emirati model of constructing a city where foreigners are allowed to come and essentially live as foreigners and not have to change their ways and under Sharia law. I mean, of course, I'm sure there's still some Sharia law which is enacted in Dubai, but foreigners can come and foreigners can drink in Dubai, though. We can have a drink in Dubai, I'm pretty sure.
I mean, how many? There's 50 million Saudis, right? Or is it 25?
I don't know the population. I think it's more 25.
Let me look it up right quick.
But either way, going to Saudi Arabia, foreigners are not gonna be enticed to go to Riyadh, even though they have low tax rates. They have a lot of benefits of living in Saudi Arabia. But if you're
it's 36 million people.
Okay, yeah,
as of 2021,
foreigners are not enticed to go to Riyadh and set up life. And you're not gonna go live.
They'll visit there. They'll visit, but they won't stay. I mean, you see the soccer players being offered huge contracts, Cristiano Ronaldo.
And there's a reason why. They're trying to attract foreign investors.
Yeah, they're trying to attract, and they're trying to polish their image.
Exactly,
But I mean, if we're talking the next 30 years, those countries are gonna become more progressive. To a certain, slightly, a little bit, right? They're gonna have sports. They want people to watch them play soccer, even though they suck at the game.
No, they're not going to be more progressive. They're going to try to.
They will be more progressive. I'm not saying they're going to be like the US, but you've seen them make progress. You've seen them change.
That's not progressive. They're cleaning up their image. Definitely with sports, they've been involved in sports since the 2010s when they first.
Yeah, but there's women now. I saw a fashion event in Saudi Arabia with women walking on stage.
Were they walking on stage in burqas?
No, not Western women, bro. I'm telling you, bro, they're gonna become more progressive over time.
In pockets, though.
Pockets. It's gonna be Western women. It's not gonna be
Saudi. I understand that, and that's the question I ask. You don't see Russian women in bikinis all over the Emirates. You don't see that. I don't even know if you see that in Abu Dhabi, but you see that in Dubai.
Mm-hmm.
But every single Middle Eastern country which wants to hold true to its roots of Islam and Sharia law, are they going to be willing to allow one exception, one city where there's an exception? You come as a foreigner, you're not breaking any laws, but you can come here, you can partake in practices which we don't usually allow in in Islam in the rest of the country.
They're not gonna go for that kind of tourism. It's not gonna be that kind of tourism.
I'm not talking about tourism. Like, dude, there's a lot of people who are a lot of British citizens who are residents of Dubai.
No, you do know there's a huge expat community in Saudi Arabia, right? Zubi, that's where he grew up. You know Zubi?
Who's Zubi?
Zubi, he's a famous. You don't know Zubi?
What does he do?
He's a famous dude on social media, bro. He was on Joe Rogan and everything. He grew up in Saudi Arabia. He's a British dude who grew up in Saudi Arabia because his family were working at the embassy, whatever. They have a big expat community. And so that's not an issue. They're going to have a lot of people. What I'm talking about is more like tourism with people showing up, with Western people feeling comfortable to go there.
Then once again, you'll need a city like a Dubai.
No, you don't need that. There. You won't need that. They have Riyadh, bro.
Riyadh, dude, if I go to Riyadh, can I grab a drink? I know I can't grab a drink. I already know I can't grab a drink.
He's trying to grab a drink. No, they're building that new city I told you about.
Okay.
Look it up.
In the Lion City, am I going to be able to grab a drink?
The Lion City is going to be, man. Yes. Who gives a fuck if you can grab a drink, bro?
And you see, that's where you messed up.
Alcohol is haram, bro.
It's haram. It's also haram by the Emiratis. I'm pretty sure they think it's haram. But I can walk into a hotel in Dubai, get me a drink, and chill.
Macroeconomically, that's irrelevant if you can grab a drink or not.
No, macroeconomically, that's very relevant because
It's not, bro.
it informs business investors. Okay, you're willing to be flexible. You're willing to work with them. They understand you don't want to compromise your values and morals, and that's fine. But you're willing to compromise to a certain extent.
They have
they're
3
comfortable to move.
trillion.
You
They
see how
have at third. Sorry.
Oh, you see that? That's
They
what you
have-
said.
They have 30 trillion for the next 30 years. Who gives a fuck?
And just because the Saudis have 30 trillion doesn't mean that everybody else wants to do business with the Saudis.
What do you mean by everybody else?
Okay, for instance, you talked about their involvement in sports. You realize the Saudis are late to the party, right? The Emiratis were already early.
They have so much more money, it don't matter.
But they have more, than the Emiratis and the Qataris, right? They have more money because they're bigger. They're a bigger country. But guess what? The Emiratis and the Qataris have a damn near 10-year head start.
They have their own league. The Qataris they don't have their own league. They invest in Europe.
Yes.
Like PSG.
Exactly.
But the Saudis, they have their own league. That's different. Because you have to go to Saudi Arabia to do that, to play there. You know what I'm saying?
There nobody who, bro, unless if they're not offering those $1 billion contracts, who's gonna go to Saudi Arabia?
You seen how many players went there? Are you kidding?
Because they're offering $1 billion contracts.
No. They only offered that to Mbappe. I mean, they're still paying a lot of money.
Ronaldo's getting paid $1 billion.
Benzema, Sadio,
Neymar.
They're gonna get players. They're gonna get a lot of players, and they have enough money to pay them nonstop. They offered $1 billion to Mbappe, obviously.
But Ronaldo's getting paid $1 billion. That's his contract.
That's his contract?
Yes, he's $1 billion.
That's the soccer contract?
Yes, for Ronaldo, for Cristiano Ronaldo.
No, that's not much. That's not what it was, bro.
What was it?
It's more like 600 million or something like that.
Maybe.
I mean, it's still a shitload of money. It don't matter. They're gonna make it back. You seen the goal that they scored today? You ain't seen the goal that he scored?
You watch his games,
No, it's on Twitter. It's on X. Let me show you right quick.
I'm not watching Cristiano Ronaldo.
No. He scored an insane goal to the point that it's trending on X.
He's playing in the Camel League, bro. I'm not watching
that. I know, but it's because this one was so crazy. That's why it's trending.
He's stunning in the Camel League.
It was pretty crazy. It's like, wow, Ronaldo scored an insane goal in Saudi Arabia.
Aaron Gordon's trending. What do you do?
All type of people be trending, bro. That's how X make their money now. They understand that. Hold on, let me show you real quick.
Wow.
You see that?
Wow.
You see that? You see that? It's insane, man.
That was pretty nice.
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
Like
that was a pretty nice goal.
That's why it's trending, bro.
It's still Camel League, but that was a pretty nice goal, though. It's still a Camel League.
Hey, man. All leagues. Those leagues are the leagues where they spend the most money. Look at PSG. Spend a boatload on Mbappe and Neymar, and they didn't win a championship.
They spent a
Champions League.
They spent money to prop up the French league by propping.
They used the wrong strategy, bro, because they've been doing that for a while now. They had Cavani, they had Di Maria. They
had Zlatan.
Yeah, and they never won anything. They even had Messi, bro. They had the GOAT there.
But Messi's I hate to say, but Messi's a system player when there's a system built to maximize him, and PSG wasn't built to maximize Messi.
Messi got disrespected in Paris, bro.
Yeah, the Parisian fans, they don't deserve Messi.
Yeah, they disrespect
French
Messi.
Fans are the worst in football, man.
I don't know what it is about Paris. Maybe it's the whole socialist thing. But
they're entitled, man. You have Messi.
It's not just that. It's like when the player goes, like they don't show the respect and the the soccer culture there, the club soccer culture is trash.
And it's only in Paris. Because I know Messi would have been respected at Nice. He would have been respected at Monaco.
Marseille for sure.
He would have been respected at Marseille. He would have been respected at all these other,
I mean,
Lyon. He would have been very respected at Lyon.
Paris is not a traditional soccer city, right?
Yeah,
PSG is like a new team.
They just propped up PSG from nowhere.
Yeah, they have a shit ton of money.
Matter of fact, there was a team which was there before. It's Paris FC.
Fora?
Yeah, that was the team which was.
I didn't know that.
Exactly,
dude. PSG is a new team, dude. Marseille, I think, is the oldest city, the oldest team in France.
Yeah, so the French league, they try to use the tactic where they prop up one team, and they have its brand across the world so that they could prop up the league. They
spent so much money, it's not even funny. When Ronaldinho played there
early in his career, but they were nowhere near what they are now. And what happened is in France is that a lot of the good teams which are not PSG get overlooked. People overlook Nice. People overlook Nantes. People overlook Marseille. Lyon, like you don't even hear people talk about these teams.
Don't make it to the Champions League.
Lyon made it to the Champions League a few years ago.
Lyon and Marseille,
yeah, but people just don't respect them as much because of the disrespect to PSG. Meanwhile, if you look at Germany, although Bayern has been dominant, but there are other teams they give respect to.
Yeah, Germany, the local teams really get that love. Bro.
Like RB Leipzig. RB Leipzig made it to the semifinals in Champions League.
When was that?
Well, not quarterfinals. Last year.
Last time Bayern won was 2013, bro.
No, Bayern won in 2021.
2021.
Yeah.
You talking about, man?
They beat PSG in the finals.
PSG never went to the finals, bro.
They did.
No, dude.
Look it up.
What are you talking about?
You don't know what you're talking about. During the pandemic,
dude, what are you talking about?
They played without a crowd. Remember when Lewandowski was robbed?
No, bro.
Look up Bayern versus PSG Champions League final.
Champions League, bro.
It may not be 2021, but
Man City, Chelsea, dude.
Okay, the year
PSG
before that.
never made it to the finals.
2020. My bad. I don't remember the year. Just
again,
look up
let me
Bayern.
say that again. PSG never made it to the Champions League final. PSG Bayern. Are you serious?
What were you saying, bro?
2020?
Yes.
What the fuck?
Are you serious right now, bro?
These guys had an opportunity to win. Neymar? Trash.
You didn't know that.
Neymar's trash.
Neymar actually played pretty well that game, but the rest of the
team...
They
only played one game? Dude,
it was the final.
Yeah, it was 2020, so it doesn't count, bro.
Yeah, and that's why Lewandowski was robbed the Ballon
d'Or. Lewandowski? You mean Lewandowski?
Lewandowski.
You mean Lewandowski?
Who's the hell?
You don't know the joke?
He doesn't score. He's a great scorer, but no.
This nigga don't know the joke. Mueller made that joke, bro.
What are you saying?
You mean Lewandowski?
Wow.
Lewandowski?
Mueller's kind of corny, to be honest with you.
Mueller's hilarious, bro. Oh Lord, yo, it's crazy, bro.
So yeah, the last time Bayern won was 2020.
I didn't even know that, but that team wasn't that good though. The good team was
that 2020 team
with Ribéry. That was when they were like a powerhouse.
That 2020 team was a powerhouse with Lewandowski. Yes, it was a powerhouse.
No, not really, but the other teams were not. But let's talk about Manchester, Real Madrid. Remember that game when Benzema went off?
Oh yeah.
Remember that? That was in the finals though.
That comeback.
They played 2 games.
That was in 2020.
2021.
2021.
That was insane. My boy Benzema, he really. I mean, I've always been a fan, and he really showed, man. Like when Cristiano was gone, he's like, "This is my time."
But it wasn't Benzema who won them that game, though.
No, he scored a bunch of goals, man.
No, but he scored the penalty.
Rodrigo scored.
It was Rodrigo who won them that game.
Rodrigo scored
after he got subbed on as a super sub.
You forgot that goal by Modric, though. You forgot that goal where he curved the ball.
That was an early goal, though. I'm talking about late after they were down.
No, that was an early goal. That was like they were down when he scored that.
Now I'm talking about, dude, like last minute, game's about to end. They make the sub for Rodrigo. Rodrigo.
That was insane, bro.
Dude, Foden.
Foden is underrated, man.
Foden's a great player. Who did they take out? What's the other player that they took out? He got subbed out.
Manchester.
Yeah, Manchester City. The other English dude, Grealish, Michael. Grealish,
Grealish.
Grealish. But Foden, man, Foden's nice.
Foden is underrated, and they don't even look at him as like a top player in the British soccer team, dude.
Because Jude Bellingham is that man, bro.
I mean, Bellingham didn't do a good job at the World Cup though.
Dude,
You had Kane, you had Saka. Is it Saka?
yeah, Saka.
They were the best two players on the British team.
Yeah, Saka carried. But here's
Saka
the thing.
and Kane. I mean,
Bellingham is killing it this season, man. Bellingham is gonna get the nod. And he was only 19 years old at the World Cup, bro. He's 20 years old now. So great things await him in his future, man.
he has the confidence for sure.
He has the confidence.
Imagine going to most players who go to Madrid,
they fold.
like Hazard.
The thing about Hazard was injuries, man.
Yeah, injuries, but still, well, James Rodriguez, same thing.
James, his confidence just got crushed, man. He wasn't. Zidane didn't.
I mean, he was playing with Cristiano though. Like
Zidane didn't give him confidence. Zidane trusted more in Isco than he did in James.
Zidane, if we're gonna be honest about Zidane, they won, but they sacrificed a lot of players.
Yeah, Isco.
They sacrificed Bell, who was supposed to be the second best player on the team at that time. When Zidane came in, bench Bell. Bell did not have. He basically fell off at that point.
Yeah.
It was Cristiano, Benzema. They bench Bell, and also Bell was having issues with the teammates. He refused to learn Spanish. Dude wasn't. He wasn't in Madrid for like 5-6 years. He doesn't speak a word of Spanish, bro.
That's ridiculous.
It's
man.
insane.
British people are ridiculous like that.
You know, but Zidane sacrificed a lot of players. They won, but
Isco, James was definitely sacrificed. Isco, I felt like Isco, even though he really was a true team player, he was sacrificed too.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't get minutes.
Yeah, but
but the new coach, what's the name of the new coach again from Madrid? He brought out the best in his players, even the bench players.
Mm-hmm.
Rodrigo, Camavinga,
Camavinga's a baller, dude.
Dude, the new generation of Madrid is looking good. I don't know. Barca's okay, but I don't know if Barca's
like this. There's this 16-year-old kid. What's his name?
The one who looks like the Dutch guy.
No. He's he doesn't look Dutch, but he's a brown kid, bro.
Yeah, he looks like that Dutch player. Remember the Dutch legend?
What are you talking about, bro?
The dude who played in the 90s, Gullit.
With the glasses?
No, that's Edgar Davis.
What are you talking about then?
He looks like Gullit.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but he's 16 years old, but he tried to dab Lewandowski. Lewandowski just ignored him. Yeah, I mean, but I don't know about Barcelona right now. I don't know what's going on with them.
Here's what happened to Barcelona, man. They destroyed La Masia. What's their academy called?
Okay.
La Masia. So they had a strong academic program which produced Messi, Xavi, Iniesta, all the Barca legends. Sergio
Ramos.
Not Sergio Ramos. He's not Barca. He's Real.
Real Madrid. Yeah.
What's the
Piqué?
Not the midfielder.
Oh, Sergio
Busquets.
Yeah.
All those guys, even Pique, all those guys are La Masia. Well, what happened is that after the Messi era, they started just focusing on bringing in stars. They didn't focus on developing the program.
But dude, they got some players that I don't understand. But like, what's his name? Dutch dude. Smash Larry Harvey.
I know. I know the rapper dude. He played at Lyon. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, they bought a bunch of players. Even Dembele, I didn't know why they bought Dembele, dude. Like, that's not the type of players that they usually have.
Or just look up Netherlands Dutch player Barca, man.
Come on, man. You gotta look up Lori Harvey, man. She's doing with all the
dumb pie.
Memphis Depay. Memphis Depay. Yeah.
Dude, why are you looking up Lori Harvey for, like, to get Memphis Depay? He's barely gonna show up in that. That's
soccer player boyfriend. How many soccer players? Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is they bought a bunch of players that I was like, that's strange.
Yeah, the Memphis Depay. I don't know if there were many people in that window that they wanted.
Even Dembele was like a disappointment, man. Like,
Dembele didn't grow. Dembele is doing all right in PSG
There are
now.
players you just don't expect to play at Barca. Real Madrid has always been the more open team in terms of like, they've always had like way of like foreign players, different players. Like Barcelona, okay, Ronaldinho,
Barcelona always had
Eto'o.
the better homegrown talent and the more electric, bigger than life talent. But but Real always had the bigger assortment of stars, the bigger
But
collection of stars.
Real Madrid always had. You can already tell like what players are gonna go to Real. Like Cristiano, you knew he was going to Real.
Yeah,
Right?
big stars go to Real, big
Big
brands go to
stars who
Real.
can score from a distance, right? They don't rely on a system, right? Barcelona is, the whole tiki taka thing.
Dude,
Even though some players went from
Tiki Taka was
one,
just under Pep, bro.
they went from one team to the next. Like Ronaldo played in both
Like
teams.
which Ronaldo?
Brazilian
Oh yeah,
Ronaldo.
yeah,
He
Brazilian.
played both for
He did
Barca
it.
and Real.
Deco played for both teams.
Yeah.
But Brazilian Ronaldo, his best days were when he was in Barca. That was during
His
the
best days
90s. He
was Real
wasn't.
Madrid.
Yeah, he wasn't really that. I mean, he was great, but and he went to Italy before he went to Real, right?
Yeah. Thierry Henry played for Barca, bro.
Thierry Henry never played for Real.
I think he played for one. No, he played for Arsenal.
He never played for Real.
Those were his legendary days.
Did Deco play for both Barca and Real?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think he switched. He switched from Barca to Real, and people were mad. But either way, man, dude, like there's a lot of great players who choose which club they play for. There's guys who have the opportunity and they're rotting away, like Mbappe. I don't know how his career is gonna
Rotting
end.
away. What are you talking about? Mbappe rotting away?
Club wise,
He's trying to be a club legend, bro. I you know what? I think he might never leave. I think he might never leave PSG, bro.
I don't think he's gonna leave. And
I think that would be crazy if he played his whole career in PSG.
Well, he started at Monaco. Here's the thing about
Mbappe. He played at
Monaco. I remember when you
might never leave France, bro.
Exactly. I remember when you said, "Oh, he doesn't want to learn English. He doesn't speak English," which is not true. Actually,
he speaks English.
He speaks very good. You said he didn't. He speaks good. Matter of fact, he speaks Spanish. He speaks fluent Spanish.
What are you talking about, man? I said Spanish. I didn't say English.
No, you said English. He speaks fluent English. He speaks great Spanish. So
why would I say English? He's a Jordan athlete, bro. You know, he's signed to Jordan.
Yes, he's a Jordan club. So now I think Mbappe is gonna be too comfortable in his footballing career. He's not gonna grow. Club wise,
he's still growing.
Club wise, he's reached the limit with PSG. He needs to go to either England or Spain to conquer new territory.
Let's go to Spain, dude.
If he goes to Spain, maybe Barca's not. I mean, Real is
not
the best place for him.
He's not gonna be a star in England.
Oh,
depending on the team,
he's gonna be a star anyway.
Liverpool, not Manchester, not any Manchester team.
Loser,
not United, not City.
Yeah.
Chelsea or Liverpool.
United kills
Arsenal,
careers.
Don't go to England, bro.
Arsenal's having a resurgence.
It's not like the fans love him there.
Yeah. Real,
don't go to England. Just go to Spain, dude.
The Real fans, man, their patience has ran thin, man, with Mbappe. With the amount of times he's essentially faked going there and not going there.
Just go to Spain, man.
Their patience has ran thin, man.
Just go to Spain. I mean, but yeah, man. So last topic before we wrap up. It's been 2 hours and 32 minutes, so let's do 20 more minutes.
Let's wrap it up, man. What you want to talk about?
Yeah. So the 2024 election, let's just talk about that real quick. Who do you think is gonna win that? Democrats, Republicans? Who do you think is gonna win that, man? And how do you think that's gonna affect? Because this country has gotten to a point where it actually matters who wins. That's what's so crazy, right? It actually matters if we get that boy Biden back.
There will be some short-term changes, but
you
overall,
know what I mean? Do we get that boy Biden back or do we get Trump back? Both candidates are compromised. It's not, but it's crazy how both candidates are compromised, but yet we still don't have anybody better. Just goes to show you how the boomers have taken control of the system.
Trump will probably be most likely to, to come back. I think Trump is probably going to win. And guess what? He's going to deport a few people, but it's going to be the same thing.
But Trump, the whole system is against Trump, though.
But listen, just like the whole system was against him last time he got elected, but guess what? They rallied to him and they did his bidding. When he was, they essentially helped him and put him in a position where
my issue with Trump now is that I think he's even more unpredictable now than he was in 2016. That's the thing.
He's trying to win at all costs.
He's even more predictable now. If he becomes president, he might do some worse shit than he did in 2016. But that's the thing.
Trump might be the next short mustached Austrian, man. Who knows, man?
Nah, he can't be.
It's his last term. He can go crazy. He can do what he wants, man. He has nothing to lose. What does he have to lose? Just like he told his audience, what do you have to lose?
He's gonna get revenge now, though.
What the hell do you have to lose?
You know what I mean? Like, that's why I'm worried now. Like, it's even gonna be worse.
If he goes short mustached Austrian, I wouldn't be surprised, man.
What are you talking about, man?
You know who the short mustached Austrian is?
How the hell is he gonna go short? What the fuck are you talking about?
The same way the short mustached Austrian came up. He got elected, and then he said, "I'm here to stay." Trump could do the same, man.
How the hell is he gonna do that, bro? What are you talking about, man?
Dude, the same way people have done it before. You act like I'm saying a concept
what
which
is this guy
hasn't been
talking
done
about,
before.
man?
You act like it hasn't been done
this
before.
This is a Nazi Germany, dude. This is 2020.
Okay, Julius Caesar comes into power as an elected official and says, "Hey, let me just be emperor here for a while."
How the hell is he gonna do that, bro?
And the people agree.
Smoking weed, man.
Okay, if it happens, we'll come back to this tape and this footage and say, "Wow, man, you were right." Will you do that? If I'm right,
I don't know what you're talking about.
But if I'm right, you gonna come back?
Man. Anyway, let us know what you think. This was a crazy stream. We'll come back for more streams. You know what I'm saying? More content. We'll come back. We need to talk more geopolitics, man. This was good, bro.
Yeah, this was good.
I mean, we could tie it to the dating stuff, but
forget dating, dude. I want to talk about Gen Z, man.
The geopolitics stuff is more. Forget Gen Z, man.
Gen Z is going to be the determining factor in all of this geopolitical
The geopolitics is more important, man.
Look what's happening in Gaza. Gen Z makes up a huge portion of that.
Matter, man.
Okay, that's what you think.
Gen Z's a lost cause, man. It's a lost generation.
Just like the millennials, right?
No. The millennial is what's gonna matter.
The millennials are a lost cause.
No, the millennials.
The avocado toast generation.
They are the next in line to be in charge.
The avocado toast generation.
Gen Z ain't gonna be in charge for a minute. The millennials are gonna be in charge for the next 30 years.
Gen Z is gonna dictate a lot, man.
Millennials are gonna be in charge for the next 30 years.
Millennials are even worse than the boomers and Gen X.
They're gonna be in charge for the next 30 years. What is Gen Z gonna do? Gen Z's gonna have to wait, bro.
What have the millennials done? You know, they've done rallies, they march. What they did? What was that? Wall Street movement, Occupy Wall Street.
They control the best technologies right now.
That's what millennials
did. They control social media. They control AI. They control everything, bro.
All these technologies were created by Gen Xers, man.
AI is controlled by Gen Z, bro. Sam Altman, not Gen Z by millennials. Sam Altman is a millennial.
And guess what?
Gen Z's on YouTube. They got Mr. Beast. They got Mr. Beast. They got a few guys.
Kai Cenat running it.
They got those guys.
Kai Cenat's running the entertainment industry.
They got next.
Bankman Fried.
We already got a. He ain't no Gen Z. He's a millennial. He's 30 years old.
He's 30?
Yeah, bro. He ain't no Gen Z.
He's almost Gen Z. He's a zillennial. We almost had a world. You see, millennials are giving you world-class fraudsters, man. But we'll get back on that sometime.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, man, guys, it's the Gen Z. I was happy to be on the stream, man.
Mind Maxing will be back. We're gonna do a stream tomorrow. When we're doing it? Yeah, just do it tomorrow, man.
Yeah, man.
Probably not Sunday night, but tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right, we out. We had one viewer at a time, but they didn't stay. You know, the background is not the best. I get it.
Dude, yeah, bro.
We don't have the most enticing setup. You know what I'm saying? All right, we out. Peace.